We're getting ready to fire it up, everybody. Just a couple of more minutes. So gather around the fire. Please feel free to share the link. And we will return to the world of the Savages of Kath. Hey, greetings, programs. Welcome back to Drunkens and Dragons. We are live tonight with my esteemed players, Bungwires, Mods, Groundbeat, Gruber, and of course the illustrious Cyrus Draken. Good to have you guys all tuning in. And we are returning to the adventure of the Savages of Kath. Now, before we get into our introductions, let's just jump right back into where we left off last time. If you tuned in to the last episode, our heroes were just neck deep in an Agnar lair. They were sent by Baron Goma to retrieve one of the teeth, a single tooth from this legendary beast in the jungle. The reason they had to do this was some kind of, as of yet unrevealed, 53-year tradition called the Agogi, in which heroes had to be selected for some unknown task to come, upon which, naturally, the fate of the world depends. So our heroes trudged out through the woods. They encountered this rickety bridge. They kind of made friends. We've exchanged a few players, fought their way through these goblins who are all worshiping this Agnar creature, even wearing parts of other smaller Agnars. Is it Agnari or is Agnar plural? Well, we'll leave that to the scholars. Either way, they found their way into the lair, managed to engage this thing, which, considering their stance in the world, their standing in the world, was very impressive. They used some light to their advantage. They used some line of sight. They sort of surrounded it, moved the aggro around. It was Agnar aggro, and got the job done. Defeated the creature, pulled the tooth thanks to some clever tactics and teamwork, And as they were looking into their loot and thinking about what to do next, we reached the end of our second session. So welcome back, everybody. We are in the third session of ICRPG, The Savages of Kath, and we are going to pick up exactly where we left off. So our three heroes, Fernando, Strike, and Slog, have just finished this big battle. Welcome back, guys. Thanks for jumping in. And we're going to rejoin the story as they exit this lair. Now, this is not the kind of place that you wanted to hang around. There were sort of spat out guts all over the place. At one point, the Agnar sort of spun like a top and slung bile and guts everywhere. There were bones. It was very dark. Not the kind of place you want to stay. So, at the very end of our last adventure, that battle was done, and now they step back out into the light. Just a few feet away from the entrance of the cavern is where we ended last time. So they just step a few feet back out into the forest. And at that very moment, they hear a commotion outside. The glare of the sun first just blinds them, and then as their eyes adjust, they see a terrifying scene unfolding. Now, they thought perhaps the adventure was over, that all they needed to do was go into downtime and take a wagon back to town. No, that's not how things work. As they exit the cavern, they face an intimidating scene. So, gentlemen, if you would like, let's roll up some initiative. Just give me a D20, and our winner will start us off, and we will go my left to right from there.
We had 15.
15 as well.
13.
Okay, well, let's get a roll off then. Strike and Slog. Let's get a roll off.
13.
10.
Okay, Strike. So Strike, being the archer, being the bold boot wearer, strides out of the cavern first, and this scene is revealed. So here we have Fernando, and let's bring up Strike and Slog if I can get my act together here. And whoop, there's Strike. Put Fernando up behind her, and then here comes Slog, boop, appears out of the cavern. So if you guys recognize, this is the same space which you dragged that crazy arrow machine up and used it to deadly effect in the previous episode. Now, before we really jump in, I've got to give a quick shout out to 2 Minute Maps, 2 Minute Dungeon Maps, I think it's called. He's a Patreon artist who creates these fantastic D&D maps, and every once in a while he gives away some freebies. So the siege machines that you're seeing tonight were all part of this great freebie that he gave away today. His art is absolutely fantastic, probably the best map artist I've ever seen. Go check him out on Patreon, help him out. He's a great artist. So that's where I'm getting some of the art for tonight. So Strike, as you come out first, you see this scene. You have this sort of battle wagon right in front of you, which if you're familiar with, sort of like the ones in Lord of the Rings, right? It's kind of like a rolling box with no back. And there are two goblins hiding in there. And then down where that arrow machine was, sort of in the bushes, just down that little winding path that you guys came up, you see the goblins have rolled in a full-on freaking catapult. Now, it is a goblinish catapult, so the workings of it and the construction are a little foreign to you, but you know a catapult when you see one. This thing is massive. It's got a big arm on it, and you can't quite see what the workings are behind, but you can see there is a goblin operating it. And Strike, why don't you kick us off for the evening?
Okay. Strike's going to want to try to hide, maybe behind that. Can I hide behind that rock, or is that too close to the goblins?
This one right here.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, running across that gap, they're definitely going to spot you since they're already kind of zeroed on the entrance. But if you're behind that boulder, you will have, a line of sight, and they'll have to sort of move into position. But I don't think in late afternoon you're going to pull it off without them seeing.
Okay. Well, then I will. I'm going to just wait and see what I think what my friends do here.
Okay, Slog, that comes to you then.
All right, so Slog's going to kind of walk out the cave and be hands up in the air. Slog can't see. And then I guess he's going to move up or start moving up towards so he's around that rock a little bit. There you go.
Yep.
He's going to kind of move up that way with his hands up because he's like, can't see.
Slog blind. Okay. All right. And that comes to me. So I am going to get my first timer for the evening on the board. Badoosh. There you go. It's a 3. Good for you guys. So with that, the goblin manning the catapult back there winds down these cranks and begins pulling on a big lever, and then he forgot this rope and it's around his ankle, and he starts getting the rope off the ankle and he starts panicking and like, can't remember how to work this thing. The 2 goblins in the battle wagon right up here up front see Slog coming out sort of blinded and confused, and both of them take a quick arrow shot. So I'm just doing 2 on all their rolls, except damage I've been doing raw. So Slog, what's your armor?
My AC is 11.
Okay, we got a mod 20. That's a hit. And I got a mod 13. That's
Hit.
2 hits, huh?
Yep.
Okay, let's keep that timer over there. Hey, there you go. 1 damage and 5 damage. 6 total damage.
All right.
Boosh. So they go pluck, pluck. Both of them pop these sort of tiny little arrows, especially when compared to Slog, it's like 2 like bar darts. Just go foink, foink right in your chest. What normally could almost kill a villager for you is just 2 annoying little darts in your chest. And that is my turn. So we come back around to Strike. Or wait, to Fernando. Sorry, Fernando.
Fernando, I make my 1 banana move. I'm going to pull like down into the rocks to the south there. I'm heading toward the catapult. Looks like something's mixed up with this goblin running it. So
you just go into a full-on dash.
As I'm running across the field, though, the Agnar tooth that I've claimed from the cavern, I stuff into my my supplies pouch. Keep it, protect it.
Yeah, good move, good move. And for those who didn't tune in, right at the end of last episode, Fernando had that tooth and actually polished all the gunk and the tartar off of it and revealed that it's almost like a pearlescent substance. It's sort of a barely natural, almost magical looking substance. So good move hiding that away. And then that's your dash. So you're all done. And then we come back to Strike.
Well, I'm going to do what I should have done the first turn and fire an arrow at one of these goblins.
There you go. Take the offensive. Where's your little guy? So, and just holding your ground?
Yes.
Cool. So you're just right on the stairs, knock an arrow, and you want to fire at one of the battle wagon goblins?
Yes.
Okay. So they are behind this sort of little wall at the front of this wagon, so the shot is going to be hard. So that's beat of 14 to hit one of these buggers.
Okay. I use dexterity, right?
Correct.
So I got +4. Ooh, I got a 4.
Ooh. So the arrow just sticks right in the front of the wagon. And as you can see, according to the awesome art from 2 Minute Maps, there's like a bunch of arrows stuck in the front of this thing.
One more.
Yeah, half cover, exactly. Okay. So we have Slog now right out in the open.
How tall is this like siege thing that they're on?
Well, shorter than you. I would say maybe 5 feet, 4.5 feet. But these gobbies are only about 3 foot tall, so they kind of tuck right in there.
Yeah. All right. Well, Slog is gonna move around to the back of the cart there and try to grab the goblins and like knock their heads together.
Okay. Right around there.
Yep.
There you go. Okay, so let's just get a strength on it. And I think that's just a standard move right there. You're in a good spot for that.
That's a
11
1.
with your strength.
That's a 1.
Oh! Roll for the secondary one. For the blunder.
What just happened?
Is that a double 1?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Awesome.
Slog can't see.
Slog's so blind. So you come wheeling around there, and actually realize Slug has his eyes have not quite adjusted yet. So you run up on the back of the wagon, reach for their necks, and they both turn around with their bow and arrows, and you get an arrow through each hand. So that's 1 damage on each hand. So take 2 more damage, and you belly flop into the wagon like a beached whale. And the goblins are like, the Agnar has made us strong. Behold how the infidels blunder. Okay, that brings it back to me, actually. Oh, that's an unfortunate set of circumstances. So both of them just pull the arrow out of your hand and then just start just stabbing at you like, Alfred Hitchcock's Psycho style. And since you're beached in the wagon, I'm going to make that easy for both of them. So they're both just rolling on an 8 here. We've got a mod 5, so he still manages to miss. And we've got a mod 8, so we've got a hit. And there's 2 more damage, Slog.
I have an armor of 11.
Oh, sorry. I was going from the room. So they can't easy your armor, can they?
Nope.
Ooh, brutal. So they both miss.
Excellent.
Nice. Yeah, so that good reminder there. So I get so in the zone with running the target. There's no easy on character armor. That is huge. Okay. And then we have my timer clicking down to 2 as the catapult operator continues to struggle. And we come back to Fernando.
Fernando I wishes to move across to the catapult goblin and attack. If I can get through the scrub there, or is it? I guess it's mostly tree.
I think it's these are kind of like brambles and bushes, so it can be blasted through. So I think it's not a matter of if you can do it, it's kind of how bad you're going to get scraped up. So we'll call it a D4 damage if you burst through there. So you could just take it to go through or go around.
Okay, no, that looks very painful to me. I need to not do that. What I'll do then, if I have to go up towards Slog, then I will heal him.
Okay, cool. So you're on your way to confront the catapulter, and on the way you give Slog some quick attention.
Yes.
Okay, so roll for that heal spell. 11's our target right now.
17.
Nice.
And magic effort. Oh, 6.
Hey, great. Boy, he needs
Here you are, my friend. A little help.
So Fernando channels the power of his faith into a healing glow, which closes up some of Slug's cuts and scratches, and we move on to Strike, who is in the archer position.
Is this where the goblins are coming up? Is this where we need to exit?
Well, remember you came from east of here, so you're basically retracing your steps in theory. I haven't really ordered you guys which way to go, but that is the assumption that you're returning.
Right. So basically where that catapult's coming from is where
that's where you came from. Yeah.
All right. Fernando, can you cast any sort of fiery spell? Fernando?
What's that? I can't hear you from such far distance.
I'm gonna run up there and it's right up to Slog and Fernando.
Top, bottom?
Up top. Yep.
Okay.
And ask Fernando that if he can cast a fire something. I want to be able to maybe use these bellows on the catapult. So can we? Maybe you can. I don't know.
I am catching your wisdom now, Strike. I have only flint and steel in my supply pack.
No magic fire spell?
As of yet, I have not the loot.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess that's all I'll do.
Okay, so you just move up into position and at least provide some target dampening, as we call it, by being up there. So Slog, we move to you, the flopper.
All right, Slog is going to he's going to try to flip the cart that they're in, so they go like tumbling away from him.
Hey, wait, he's gonna what?
The little cart that they're in. Or how big is that? Can I flip it?
Oh, flip it.
Yeah.
Whoa. Well, that would be I would call it a hard feat of strength. So that would be beating a 14 with a strength check.
Yeah, Slog's going to try.
Flipping the table?
Slog try.
Okay, Slug flip table.
17, 19 total.
Boom. So you flip the wagon over in an incredible feat of Hillman's strength.
Slog can see.
Kind of flies that far, and the two goblins go flying out. And I'll give them 1 damage each just for flying out. So they both kind of land in all a clatter and in a mess. And you buy that little bit of distance there.
And then if I still have move left, can I move over to that goblin on the bottom?
Yeah. Yep. Cool. So action and a half, and there you go. So you're just going to get in his face, basically.
Yep.
Okay, great. So that comes back to me, and I'm going to bring my timer down to 1, if you guys recall. So that guy, looks like he's got the catapult about ready to go. He's reaching over toward this metal lever and pulling a little hand release, and he's about to pull on it when he runs out of time. The goblin facing Slog, kind of a cool move to just move over there, even though you had no attack left. So he just instantly chooses you as his target. And your armor, you said, was 11? Oh, and he gets a 19 up right there.
Lucky.
4 more damage. So right as you run up on him, he's loosing one of his little tiny arrows, pegs you right in the arm. And then the goblin that moved sort of flew out of the wagon up north here. I'd say he really doesn't quite have a shot on Fernando, so he's going to take one at Strike. And Strike, what's your armor?
12.
Okay. 2 on the rolls. Oh, and we got a modified 5 on my hands. So the arrow flies wild, attacking Strike.
Yay.
And that is my turn, so we come back to Fernando.
Fernando wants to get back to the catapult and see if he can shut it down by first attacking the goblin that's doing that with his rapier.
All right, beat that 11 as you roll up on him, and just don't roll a 1 so you don't trigger it on accident.
No, 13.
Hey, there's a hit. Okay, give me some damage.
And weapon damage, D6. 2 plus 1, 3.
3 damage on the catapult operator. So you whack him, but not quite so hard that he's going to abandon his duties. I would say like 8 or more, he probably would have ran for his life. But it's a pretty mild hit even for him. He's a little one-heart guy. So he manages to hold his courage. And then we come to Strike.
Yeah, I think that looks like a good idea. I'm going to go see if I can help take out this catapult operator. Can I attack with an... Oh, I should have used my bow. Can I fire an arrow?
You can. It's getting, I don't know about you guys. It feels really crowded in that tight little spot.
Yeah.
So I think that's a hard shot.
All right. Well, we'll give it a shot here.
So hit that 14 and thread the needle.
So I got a 12 plus 4.
Oh, nice. Okay, give me that damage. He's got 3 against him.
That's a 6, right?
Yep, weapon damage and any weapon damage bonus if you have one.
4 plus weapon damage plus 1, 5.
Hey, there you go. There's that 8. So he does take 8 before his turn. And he steps back from his duties. He's got this arrow right in his stomach. He's like, oh, I just ate the lunch. No. So he leaves the handle abandoned. And you can see the handle is like quivering. Like there's probably one tiny little metal tooth holding the whole damn thing together. And then we come to Slog.
Well, since Slog is right there in that Gerblin's face, he's going to try to punch him.
Smash him. Jog his memory.
Yep. Bop on the head.
Yep, so hitting an 11.
Ooh. 8.
Oh, slog miss.
Long miss.
Slog not roll so good. Awesome. Okay, so that comes back to me. My timer is going to stick right where it is because I have no one manning my machine. And I think they're just like, it's just like in Minas Tirith. They're just like all going to target the big guy. So this goblin comes around the rock and takes a bow shot. 11 armor, right, Slog? So
Yep.
He's got a modified 12. There's a hit there. The other one does the same thing. Modified 20. Man, Slog is just taking a pounding. 4 damage and 3. 7 more damage.
Whew.
Yikes, that is spicy. Even for Slog.
Down to 6.
So the goblins are completely focusing on the giant hill man to the benefit or perhaps chagrin of others. So that brings us all the way back around to Fernando.
So it's difficult for Fernando to see the damage that Slug's taken just now, but I wish to take a little peek at this contraption and see if it can be disabled. Maybe this actually is the better work of the nimble-fingered strike. Yeah,
You consider
this. I'm like, Strike, take a look at this. It's a catapult of sorts, and it looks like it's about ready to fly. But we really don't. I don't know if we want to do anything with it. I don't think so. Anyway, I'm gonna stop yammering and go back up here and attack that lone Gerblin up there in the top. Yeah.
So you're like, Strike, check that thing out. Blah! All right. So beat an 11, running up on the goblin.
Oh, nice. 17.
We got a hit.
And a little weapons damage. Oh, single point.
Okay. Nice. Well, at least you didn't show up and do nothing. So you go up and engage in a sword versus bow battle with him. So he blocks most of your blow, but you manage to get a cut on his shoulder. And then we come to Strike, the archer.
Yeah, I want to see if I can figure out how to operate the catapult.
Great. So give me I'd say figuring out how is a phrase that involves intelligence to me. So give me an intelligence check on the room.
Okay, I've got +1.
So beat an 11 with that +1.
I got a 13.
Nice. Okay, so as you look, you realize, it looks like you ratchet down a big wheel with a rope, and then when it's in position, you put the rope on a hoop, and then the lever is ready to release the rope. But one thing you hadn't noticed from a distance is that the cup or the sort of the chamber on this catapult is actually a large iron sort of bowl-shaped cage, and in it there is a tar-smeared goblin like in the cannonball position. And as you come up and start poking around at the machine, he sees you, and you see his little white eyes in his tar-smeared body, and he sees you and goes wide-eyed. And let me just, there he is right there. He sees you poking around, looking at the handle, and he's shaking his head. No, there's no need. There's no need. And that goes to Slog.
All right, Slog is going to try to grab this goblin again, and he's going to keep trying to punch him here. He's got to get him eventually.
Yeah, use that unarmed combat.
Ooh. 10.
Rolling on an 11.
Was that easy
wait,
now?
No. You're rolling on an 8. You did the exact same thing last turn.
Excellent.
So it was easy this turn. There you go.
7 damage.
Holy but Jesus. Okay, that puts him at 2 remaining.
He's got more than 1 heart.
Boom. No, he only had 1 damage against him.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yep. So we've got damage on all of them, but this guy up here has the least against him. He only has 2 on him. And both of these others have 8 on them. Nice one. Okay, and that comes back to me. So, what do we got here? Well, let's do the easy stuff. So this goblin that just about got killed, we've kind of been following a rule that when they get to 8 damage, they kind of flee. So he he goes up around the wagon. And as he does so, he looks back at the cave and realizes, you guys, it was all true. The reason they came to battle you, you were up in the sacred cave. No, no. And he kind of gets this crazed look in his eye. And then you see him kneel down behind the battle wagon, and he's doing something back there. But I would say just because of line of sight, none of you guys can see quite what it is. This one takes another point-blank bow shot at Fernando. So let's roll on that. Fernando, what's your armor?
12.
Ooh, it does not matter because I got a 2 up. Then we have the catapult operator who I think is so low on health he doesn't want to get back into a hand-to-hand, but he will throw his little sharp stick that he uses as a weapon at Strike. So Strike, what's your armor again?
12.
There we go. We got a 15. And 1d6 for a sharp stick seems pretty lame, so we're going to do a halvesy on this. So he does 1 damage. So he throws his little sharp stick at you, hits you for 1. And the guy here in the cup of the catapult starts struggling, and he's trying to get out. He realizes like his glorious death is now going to be in vain if the enemy pulls the lever. So he's going to try to make a strength check to get out. So 2 on those. And he rolls an 18 up. So he jumps out of the little cup. We must fall back. We must contact the riders. Go quickly. Okay, that comes back to Fernando.
But these are some of the craziest Gerblins I've ever witnessed. So I have to dispatch this one that's at my feet. So I'll just do a simple weapons attack on him with my rapier.
Great.
11.
Nice. He's
Lucky.
only got, oh wait, he's B. He's still sitting on 8 hit points. So if you can do 8, you'll drop him.
I can do 5.
Nice. He's got 3 left. Single-handedly chopping him down 1 attack at a time. And then we come back to Strike. Hand on the trigger.
Yeah, so can I fire this thing?
Definitely. You figured it out last turn.
Okay, well, I want to fire at one of the goblins. Can I fire a goblin behind me?
No, it is aimed at the sort of cavern area. It's aimed at basically anywhere in the left half of your screen here.
So can I fire it at the goblin that is behind that the cart?
Absolutely. So you adjust a little wheel and it brings the canter down on a little bit and it'll land somewhere on the battle cart. So you pull the trigger?
Yes.
So with that, the battle cart is blown to smithereens. And there was just a bunch of rocks underneath the little guy in the cup. So this bundle of rocks just flies, shreds the cart, knocks this guy back 10 feet, knocks one of his arms off and blows him to bits. And the whole thing kind of shudders like ka-clunk, ka-clunk. And let's get a goblin malfunction here. So on a 1, 2, 3, we have a goblin malfunction. On a 4, 5, 6, it stays together. All right, there's a 6. Good, lucky roll there. So even though the whole thing shudders when you fire it, it manages to stay in one piece, which is good because you're holding on to it. Nice move there. If you don't already have a hero coin, Groob, why don't you take one?
Okay.
Nicely done. Okay, we come back around to Slog, the Hillman.
All right, Slog's going to run over to that other Goblin. He's going to try to pick him up and throw him over against the rocks over there.
Oh, God. Like the rocks up top?
Yeah, they won't. Yeah.
Good grief. Okay, so make the strength check.
16.
No problem. So you throw him up, and well, this little guy only has 2 hit points. So why don't you go ahead and roll 1d4 damage for him hitting the wall there.
1.
Oh, so he manages to live through it, even though he breaks his leg. So he hits these rocks and slides down them like a sort of like a raw egg in a Tom and Jerry cartoon. Blunk. but he manages to survive it. That comes back to me, and the former catapult operator runs off this direction and disappears. And you can hear him yelling as he goes. The ammunition goblin takes this opportunity, reaches into his belt, realizes he was going to die in battle today anyways, runs in on strike and goes for the stab. Armor of 12 strike?
That's right.
We've got a 11 up. Ooh, misses by 1. Nice. And then we have this guy who just survived, but he's going to do a 1, 2, 3 Fernando, 4, 5, 6 Slog. Slog it is. 11 armor for Slog. He rolls a 17 up. Oh, boy. Oh, nice. 1 damage, Slog.
Woo, perfect.
So he survived to do just a little more injury. And then we come back around to Fernando.
The Gerblin in the north is still 1 hit point, right?
Yep.
Okay, so
he's immobilized by his broken leg, so he's gonna be right here.
He's not really going fast. So Fernando puts his hand on Slog's chest and says, "My friend, I love how you handle these Gerblins," and through his palm passes a little more healing juice on Slog.
I love the way you do stuff, man.
14
nice.
And 3 heal.
Slog no like Gerblins too.
Slog.
Always meaningful conversations between Fernando and Slog. I like the way you do stuff, man. Me no like Gerblins. All right, nice one, Fernando. Way to stick on the tactics. And Strike, you're down here with your own situation.
It looks like it's knife work time. So, yeah, I'm gonna try to slice this goblin here.
All right, cut him. He has not been injured yet.
Oh, 2. I don't think that's gonna do it.
Oh no! So you just go right over his head, and he limbos under your attack.
Can I sort of take cover within the around or something, but use this catapult to take cover from that goblin?
Well, I feel like it's really tight unless you want to climb into the works like this.
I
This
think
is a tight little spot here, and remember, it's going to be 1d4 sort of cuts and scratches if you move through the bushes.
I think I want to sort of hide in the machinery there.
So you climb up and start monkeying up into the catapult.
Yeah.
And he's just wide-eyed, like he can't believe that you're doing that. So as you're climbing up on the catapult, you notice like some of the struts sort of lean out a little bit, and one of the ropes breaks and goes boing, 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 and kind of snaps off the side. A couple of rusty bolts, which actually weren't even doing anything, just kind of tumble off the machine. You're like, this is of dubious wisdom.
Great.
And Slog, you're up.
All right, well, Slog is going to move over to that Gerblin he was attacking before, and he's going to try to finish the job. Or Slog is going to go over there and try to take his weapons away. Can he do that?
From the little disabled guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do strength versus strength.
Okay.
So 2 on mine. 8.
I rolled in that 9, so 11.
Nice. So you just yank his bow right out of his hands.
No
like a
fight.
5-year-old.
Do no fight.
Oh, whoa. Is Slog merciful?
Yeah, Slog not want kill.
Oh, that's amazing. Are you sitting on a coin already?
No.
Oh, yeah. There, take a coin for Slog not want kill.
Yay.
That is epic. Slog have kind heart.
Slog just want friend.
Oh, my goodness. Okay. So that comes back to me. So there's like a sort of a swell of violins as that moment passes. And he looks up at you with like a little goblin tear in his eye. And instead of attacking, he starts wrapping up his broken leg with a little twig that he finds, and he just tends his injuries rather than fighting. Meanwhile, down here, we have I guess we're calling him the ammunition goblin. Where is he? This guy. Yeah. So he sees Strike climb up on this machine and pulls the lever. So he just reaches up, yanks the lever. Well, wait a minute. It had just been fired. It had just been fired. So he can't do that. So what he can do is start to reset it. There we go. Good thing you fired that. Jeez. So I'm going to do the timer on him resetting the machine. Oh, and he gets a 4. Jeez, that's going to be an eternity in this battle. So he starts trying to pull on the ropes and trying to get the thing to work again. So maybe he could like shoot you off of there or do something. He's kind of pretty dumb move. If that was a 1, it would be a smart move. But geez, I panicked a little bit there. Me and my poor goblin tactics. So he's down there doing all this stupid stuff that's clearly going to take too long. And he's like, I'll show you. I've got this well in hand. Okay. Off in the distance, you hear the commotion and the screaming of the catapult operator who fled. You hear that fade down to almost nothing. And then you hear doot, 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 doot. And with that, we will get a second timer going, which let me grab one. What? Where is it? There we go. Let me get the big daddy out. So we're sitting on a 4 for the reset of the catapult, and then we're sitting on a 2 with the gigantic D4 for the battle horn in the distance. And that brings us back around to Fernando.
Fernando hears this battle cry maybe in the distance. He's not sure. But he comes down and he's like, Strike, what foolery is this you on top of this catapult? It's so dangerous and rickety. And I guess this other Gerblin is kind of hidden behind the shrubbery there. I continue to like waggle my finger and cast nonsense upon the scene of Strike inside this mangy catapult.
A disapproving finger wagging?
Yes.
A turn well spent. Okay. Strike, you can feel the scorn.
Yeah. Finger wagging. It cuts me like a knife. I'm going to get out of this thing and attack that goblin.
All right, when you jump off of it, the leverage gives us one more try on the ricketiness. So 1, 2, 3, the thing gives. 4, 5, 6, it holds together. Hey, there you go. You got it twice. That's a 5. So you leap off and it holds together like a drunk uncle that built a play set in your backyard. Come down and you're going to attack him?
Yes.
Knife work?
Knife work.
All right, give him a cut.
I got a 12.
That's a hit.
Okay.
And he is still unharmed.
Oh, I got a 6. +1.
Oh, nice. Woo! A sturdy hit. So you see his courage almost break, but he sets his feet, and he's got this rope in one hand that he's tugging on, expecting this thing to function. He's like, what? This was a terrible idea. And Slog comes to you.
Slog is going to reach down and pick up his goblin friend. And he's going to look at him and be like, you help. And then he's going to start walking towards the catapult.
All right, let's get a charisma check on that statement to this goblin. He is your enemy. You did defile his god. But if you can make that roll, actually make it hard too, since he's your enemy.
Why?
What is it?
I rolled a 13, and then you said make it hard.
Well, is that a fair call to say make it hard?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay,
I don't
cool.
have any charisma.
No charisma bonus?
No.
Okay, so
I'm Slog.
you begin your speech, which consists of 2 words, slog and a verb. And halfway through your speech, his little tear that was starting to well up, he shakes it off. He's like, no, you have killed the sacred Agnar. But hear me, O giant, there are many more. Blah, 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 blah. And that comes back to me. So I've got my catapult clicking down to 3. This guy is just going to lick his wounds. He's decided to stop fighting. He's taking the goblin coward way. And boy, I think he's going to abandon trying to fire this thing, and he's going to just join the knife fight here with Strike. It's too good to resist. So Strike, he's going to take a shot at you with his little oil-covered dagger. Oh, and he's sitting on a 3-up. So that's a miss for me, and we come ripping right back around to Fernando.
Well, Fernando will. So the catapult looks like it's not being operated any further, right? So it's just kind of in limbo.
Yeah,
so
I'm 3 rounds away from being ready to fire.
Okay, so I'm gonna snicker around through the catapult and grass here and try to help finish off this Gerblin that's attacking with Strike.
Okay, so
just classic rapier.
Okay, great. So you thread your way down through here and join the melee.
The fray.
Join the fray. Beat that 11.
14.
Nice.
Whoa.
He has
so
got 3 hit points left.
6.
Ha! We have a kill. So you run him right through pirate style, and he slumps over. And in his death, he says, "The Agnar will be avenged. You will see." And then, boop. Okay, nicely done. So you guys have a little bit of peace here for just a second. Well done, Fernando. And that comes to you, Strike.
A little piece. Okay. Oh, there's that goblin up there.
Yeah, he's after being shown mercy, he's kind of decided to stay his warlike ways for the moment. And he only has 1 hit point, so technically his courage is broken.
Okay, well, and he can't move anyway, so I'm not going to worry about him. Do we want to? Does this group? It sounds like there's a bunch of goblins coming, right?
Well, you definitely heard some kind of military horn in the distance. Yeah.
Okay, so we gotta get out of Dodge here. Is what I'm thinking. Can I go further down this path until I see something furtively?
Down here?
Yeah, down south.
Furtively? You can definitely do it furtively. So you move on down and give me a wisdom roll, just like a perception roll on 11 to kind of look into the next map.
Oh, I got an 8.
8 modded?
8. Right, I have no modifications.
Oh, okay, cool. So you come on down and you can definitely hear workings and voices just around the bend in the trees and the bushes here. But it's just out of your line of sight, and you're kind of hesitant to leave your friends behind quite yet. So no new data gathered. So that comes us back to Slog.
Well, Slog's sad that his friend doesn't want to help him, so he's going to be like, friend help Slog. Slog help friend. And he's going to go over there, and he's just going to pick him up and kind of take him with him.
Oh, God. So he cries in pain as his broken leg shifts, but I mean, these guys, I think last time we were saying they weigh like 60 to 70 pounds. So you can just curl him. You just pick him up by the back of the neck like a kitten.
Yep, and then he's going to start walking towards Fernando.
I've never seen this much goblin picking up, carrying, and throwing. It's madness. Okay, so you guys are heading down, and it looks like you're sort of taking Strike's lead. Am I correct?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So that will bring us to the next map. So let me see if I can pull my act together here. Awesome. Way to avoid the really my hoped outcome as the dungeon master is that I'd roll a 1 on that catapult and just drop a bomb right on the stairs. That was my dream. But the dice fall as they do. So you guys move down and around a bend in the bushes there. And just as you do, you come to an intimidating scene. And since sort of Strike, I feel like, is kind of at the head of the serpent here. We'll have Gruber take the first turn, but you enter the next map. And again, thank you 2-Minute Dungeon Maps for the awesome sprites that are adding the Goblin War Machine to this game tonight. So as you guys come down through the bushes, you enter this field, and this is a sort of nearby part of the woods to where you guys were fighting those guard towers and were imprisoned last time. And this is the guy who was just running. Remember, the catapult operator. So he's running off, and he's in the center of this field waving his arms. And you can see a bunch of commotion. At the far end of this space are these siege wagons. And each one has a sort of a big drop-down door in the front of it. But all those doors are closed. So, Strike, you have the initiative at the moment. So what will it be?
Siege wagons. How many are there?
Well, there's the one goblin in the center, and there are 4 of these siege wagons, or sort of little siege huts.
Right. Oh, holy moly. Okay, I'm going to dart behind that tree there.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like that. Can I don't know if it's going to bother, but can I fire an arrow as well?
Yeah, definitely. That's the half move right there.
Okay. Well, let's take out this little goblin here.
All right, take a shot at him. And now we're sitting on a 12. So it's like just having these things at the far end of this space is so bearing down on your wits. It's getting a little harder to draw a bead on this guy as he runs across. So it's a little bit harder shot, so beat that 12.
I got an 8 plus 4.
Hey, there it is. All right, give me some damage.
5 plus 1.
Nice. So he takes the arrow in the shoulder, but his courage does not break, but now he gets a bead on you. He sees you right over there by the tree. And Slog, you're up. You and your little carry-along.
He's going to kind of start walking out towards the center and hold the other goblin up and be like, "No fight, we friend now."
Like right here?
Yep.
No fight, we friend. Okay, so let's try it again. Let's try a charisma check on that 12. See if you can sway this guy midfield.
Nat 20.
Holy shit. So he actually he kind of takes his eyes off Strike, who just almost killed him, and walks over, and in a very rare moment of Gerblin behavior, he engages you in a conversation. So he's got his bow on you the whole time he walks towards you, and he looks at his little friend, who's the broken-legged one, and says, "Is this true, Molak? Little Molak, have you given in to the enemy? What? They are the killers of the Agnar. How can this be true?" But he's not totally convinced, but convinced enough to waste all his time coming over here and talking to little Molak. I think we probably have like 15 NPCs now whose name
Is Molak.
is either Moloch, Molak, Bolak, Rolak, Molon. But, that's how it goes. Clearly, I learned nothing from the Perilous Wilds because all my NPCs still have crappy names. Okay, so at that moment, you hear this horn go off again. And 1, 2, 3, 4 from top to bottom of these wagons. This is a roll you're going to want to see. So the top is a 1 and a 4 is the bottom. We get a 2. So that's this one that's slightly protruding. So this battle wagon right here, the whole front of it, kind of like an APC at Normandy, the whole front drops down. And out of it comes bursting an Agnar rider. So this is a goblin mounted on a young Agnar. So the one that you guys fought in the cavern was a huge, like, cave-grown Agnar. Like, remember you noticed it couldn't even get out? So they actually grew it in there, and it was like an angry, ancient Agnar. This is like a younger one, so it's not as scaly, and it has been tamed into being rideable. So as this thing bursts out of this battle wagon, he can't even control the damn thing. Once it comes out, it just runs in a straight line. Crosses the entire field and goes bashing through the bushes on the other end. In so doing, just judging by the line here, I'd say both goblins and Slog are in the path. So we need dex saves for all three of those characters. I'll roll for the gobbies.
Why attack Slog? Slog friend.
So, oh yeah, the goblins make it for sure. 19 up.
Now, Slog roll 3.
Slog not so fast. So this guy jumps to one side because he knows the tactics. This guy falls to the ground and just lays flat, like when like when Buster Keaton lays under the train. And Slog just goes, huh? And smashes into Slog. And this does ultimate damage.
Oh, that's not good.
As it bashes through Slog. This is a massive hit. Oh, only a 2.
Wow. Yes.
Oh, man, the dice are crazy.
Step on Slog, big toe.
And I just got to take a brief second to watch the comments on the thread. So Tyler H., yes, that is exactly what this is. He commented, he said, it's like a Frogger trap from hell. So this thing bashes through you, crashes into the bushes, and actually just disappears. He can't even control the damn thing. He just rides off. Ah! He's like barely holding on to it and disappears in the woods. And then I have these two guys. So this guy, boy, I don't think he was swayed that you're not his enemy, but he's not going to fight. He tries to run off the field of battle down here. This guy just looks up at you, unable to move. He's like the Tiny Tim of goblins, poor guy. He just looks up at you like, when will this end? The goblin humanity. And then we come back around to Fernando.
Strike! It's a damn Agnar rodeo. Did you see that? We got to get out of here. Or blow up some more of those Agnar that are going to come crashing out of those other places in that. But there's no cover.
Another poignant speech.
Slog, I beseech thee, my friend, stop messing with the Gerblins and let's focus on the task at hand. And with that, Fernando will run up right basically beside Strike and see if we hopefully can not roll a 1 on the charging Agnar that's going to come out of the top bunk.
That is the gamble, isn't it? That is the gamble. This is my version of Guitar Hero right here. Okay. Moving over to Strike now. The Archer.
So does it look like these battle wagon things hold more than one Agnar or just one?
Unknown. From where you stand, you can't even really see the back of the thing. So you're not sure exactly if they're in there already or if they're just running through like gates, or you're not quite sure how it's all working. You're just, all you see are these big fronts of these things.
So I want to run up to the one that the Agnar already came out of and jump on top of it.
Holy shit. There you go.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's get a dex check to make that move. You should be able to do it with your cool boots.
Oh, 1.
Oh, not now.
I've got a coin.
That's only for effort.
Oh, no. Okay.
Yep.
Well, I got a 1.
Okay, so roll again to see if you get the double 1.
No, I got a 6.
Okay, cool. So you just, instead of being up top, you just basically flop right in front of it. And now oh boy.
Perfect.
So yeah, it's kind of like you're sliding into second. And Slog, that comes to you. Oh boy, that took a turn.
Slog is gonna look over at Fernando, who just yelled at him, and be like, "What? Slog just what? Okay." And he's gonna like toss the goblin off to the side and walk over to where Fernando's standing, but on like the lower side of the bushes. There you go.
So you just leave this guy to his own devices?
Oh, he like tosses him.
Ah! You can hear his poor little femur kind of snap a little more as he lands.
Be like, what's Slog plan?
These exchanges are priceless. Okay, so that comes back to me. This guy takes a bow shot at Slog. It's just the line is too good right there. 2 on the roll. There's a nat 20.
No, shoot, Slog friend.
Hippity na na, hippity na na. Oh, that's a pretty good one for you. 8 damage.
Slog's down.
Ooh, not good. Oh, you know what I need is a cool little token for, like dying. I need a little skull token. I don't have that. So Slog drops as he takes a shot in the back of the neck from this goblin over here in the trees. Oh boy, that's not good. All right, and then we have the thing upon which all rides, which is the 1d4 roll. Oh. So this wagon rumbles, slams open. Oop. There's so many little pieces. Where is he? There he is. She comes crashing out. It rears up for a second, and then he just goes flying across the map. Fernando, make that dex save on the 12.
Such awesome times. 18. Yes.
Nice. So Fernando dodges right out of the way at the last possible second, and the Agnar rider goes crashing through the bushes on the far side of the map. You got to love those Agnar riders.
That's crazy.
So then, as that one rides past, you hear a much louder goblin voice in the back of these sort of wagon ranks. And he must be yelling through like a cardboard tube, kind of like that. And you hear him yell, "You fools, send out 2 riders." And with that, we come to Fernando.
Fernando wipes some sweat off his brow and slides down to his buddy Slog, who's lying in the heap. Immediately tries to stabilize and heal him up.
Okay, so you'll do the freebie roll, not dying anymore move. Or are you just going to heal him?
I'm gonna actually just heal him. Yeah, it's
okay.
Better because if the freebie move, you only get 1 hit point. You come back with 1 hit point.
Freebie move, you stay at 0, but you stop having to deal with the whole dying count.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I don't want to. I'm gonna just heal him up.
Slightly riskier because he will have to roll for dying if you fail. But if you succeed, boink, he's right back up.
Right, exactly. So I'm gonna roll.
Okay.
20. Nice.
Oh, nice. So ultimate heals.
Excellent. Where is my
12.
ultimate die? So it's ultimate die plus magic effect?
Correct.
Excellent. Okay. Zip. Nice. 2, 3, 9 total.
Awesome.
Well done.
Slog, back on your feet, my friend. We have many goblins to attend to.
Fernando Slog friend.
And so a strange friendship was formed that day.
8 goblins.
A poignant and concise friendship. Men of little words and much action. Strike, your turn.
So, I don't know if can I I want to delay an action sort of because I want to be prepared to when one of these things lunges out, I want to Legolas it and jump on it.
Okay. So let's we'll skip your turn for basically a hold, which we really don't have any concise rules for in ICRPG, but I kind of don't care. I mean, it's a cool idea, so let's go with it, right? So you just basically set your heals, right?
Yeah.
So when the next riders come out, we'll have you make the check, no matter what lane they're in, to jump on. Sound good?
Sounds good.
Okay, and that's the result of the cost of one turn is the way that I sort of imagine it. So that jumps us right to you, Slog.
Well, Slog is gonna say thank you, Fernando, and he's gonna move over to where Strike is, and he's gonna see if he can help toss him up on one of those things.
Well, he's sort of poised in setting up for a maneuver, so you will disrupt that maneuver.
He's not going to do that then. He's going to walk over and be like, "What you doing?"
Ultimate RP.
I'm going to jump up on one of these things.
Slog, help.
Okay, yeah. You could boost me up, maybe.
Oh, boy. Okay, so Slog puts out the old booster hands.
Yep.
All right, great. Okay, that comes to me. So we're going to take a quick bow shot here with the lower goblin, and I think Fernando is now his obvious target. And that is a 5 modded, so that's doo-doo. Then we've got Tiny Tim is just completely incapacitated over there. He's just sort of crawling away like a Monty Python character a couple inches at a time. And then we've got 2 1d4s to roll as 2 Agnar come bursting out of the wagons. We've got a 2 and we've got a 3. Well, that worked out if you consider that sort of thing working out.
Oh, man, there's more of them in there?
So this one, the door slams open just as Strike had imagined. And this one also slams open. So this Agnar rider comes bursting out, and he gets halfway across the field and realizes he's kind of uselessly run out. And he pulls back on the reins of this Agnar, and he manages to stop it midfield. And he, through a feat of equestrian mastery, he manages to turn the damn thing around. If I can turn this around. There we go. So he wheels around like a barrel rider halfway across. And then we have this guy who bursts out, runs through. So right at that moment, the boost maneuver happens. Since you've got the help from Slog, Strike, make that an easy dex check. So that's a beating a 9 with your dex to jump on the rider.
17.
Nice. So you leap out. Slog, in so doing, you've completely opened yourself. So make your dex save against a 12 to avoid the Agnar.
I rolled an 11.
Oh, okay. So here comes my ultimate.
No.
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 No, please.
Slog.
Oh, sitting on an 8.
Oh, I got 1 hit point. I was at 9. Step on Slog, big toe.
So this rider goes ripping across the field with Strike on top. So it's just like, when Aragorn is on that freaking warg. It's just barely hanging on, but you're up on top of this bouncing egg of scales and stego plates. And that brings it back around to you, Fernando. So they run right past you in front of you.
What the? Oh, man. This rodeo's gone crazy. There's the most southerly Agnar's turned around and is heading back to the gates.
Well, he's trying to stay in the battle.
Okay. And, oh, man. This is a tough one. My good friend Slog looks like he's still bleeding. He's been bleeding this whole game. Yeah, I guess that's I'm gonna stick with the plans. Keep Slog on his feet. So I'm gonna make my way across back over to him and give him more heals.
All right, go for it. Same roll.
Oh, and this time The dot at the bottom of the one that looks like a 6 or a 9 is a 9. Plus the no plus. So 9, not enough.
All right, so that's your first. I think your first failed heal of the night. You were really on a roll there.
Yeah.
So you come over and lay on hands, but it's just awkward. Okay. All right, Strike. You're hanging on for dear life. What are you gonna do?
I want to stab this goblin rider and chuck him off like Indiana Jones chucking that German guy off the truck.
Right. So you're just gonna throw him.
Yeah, like that.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's do strength.
Just chuck him. Yeah.
Yep.
Right.
You on
14.
mine? Oh, 16.
Yeah, I got no pluses.
What'd you get?
14.
Ah, okay. So you're still just hanging on and struggling. And since the two of you are struggling, he can barely control the thing, and it's just riding right out of the damn edge of the map here. And you're still on top of it. Slog? Oh boy, if you can get control of that thing, that's just too cool.
Can Slog tell where that other Agnar rider is going to charge at?
Well, from what you've seen of them, these guys have never been able to turn these things. Even this guy, all he managed to do was go like this and stop and reverse.
Mm-hmm.
So you've never seen them, do this kind of stuff. So I think Slog is smart enough to at least to make that deduction. They just seem to run in straight lines like crazy. They're kind of, nutso creatures.
Well, Slog is going to hold his turn until he can see where if the thing is going to charge at him, and then if he is, he's going to try to jump out of the way. But he's going to try to pick up Fernando with him.
You mean to get down here?
Well, I'm going to wait. He wants to wait. He's going to reach over and wait to grab Fernando and then run out of the way when that thing starts charging.
When this guy does?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you're kind of out of the way right now. So do you want to move into the way?
He can only go left and right. He can't charge straight at us.
Correct.
Oh. Well then,
they're poorly trained beasts.
Okay, that's fine. Slog's gonna pick up Fernando then, and he's gonna go walk behind the bushes. Be like, Slog, take cover.
Just carrying people around. Oh my gosh, it's like some Rocky and Bullwinkle stuff going on over there. All right, so that comes back around to me. So he is
into cover so he can't get shot by arrows from that stupid.
Oh, okay. So you're kind of doing this jam.
Yeah.
Okay. So this guy wheels it around. He's barely got control. This thing goes riding. He's riding back, and he's like, "Open the wagon, you fools!" And at the last second, they drop the door, and he disappears back into there. Wow. Whoop. And then you see a bunch of 2 or 3 goblins inside this wagon, all frantically tugging on ropes, and the big door slams shut again. This guy, you guys disappear from his line of sight, and he runs, and he chooses sort of 1d4 wagon to go knock on the door and try to take cover with his friends. He gets a 1 there. So he kind of runs up map. Maybe he knows the guy that works in this wagon. And he's like, "Gorlon, it's me, Borlon. Let me in. These people are crazy. They've killed the ancient Agnar. Let me in. I'll die out here." And there's no response. Tiny Tim inches along. And then we've got this crazy scene. So, holy, what even happens here? So he goes sort of crashing through the woods, just like my other guy did. And let's do those strength checks again. Strike. My strength versus yours, and he's going to try to shove you off, just like the German guy in Indiana Jones. Sitting on a 14 modified.
We got 15.
Oh, nice. Okay, so you're still struggling. So it's still a back and forth. And let's see, on a 1, 2, 3, he manages to wheel this thing in the opposite direction. On a 4, 5, 6, it keeps charging back toward the Agnar cave. Oh, great. Good for you. It got a 2. Oh, that's exactly what you wanted, I imagine. So, boop, there we go. So in you guys' struggle, this thing changes direction, and you're barely holding on as the struggle continues. And I have got another charge roll. So another wagon shudders as it slams open. Wagon number 3. Now this is just bonkers. Bonkers, I say. Hey, great, there he is. Okay, so they wheel him around inside of there. He comes blasting back out, and with no one in his path, he just rips across the thing, completely out of control this time. Smashes Tiny Tim. Tramples Tiny Tim to death. And the audience gasps in horror as this happens. The Agnar rider, when they trample Tiny Tim, he gets tripped up. This thing disappears into the trees, and the rider actually is ejected off and lands in the grass right here. This guy continues to panic and trying to escape. And that's my turn. Whew. Okay, Fernando, you're up, my man.
Fernando takes a knee and pauses. Goes to lay some heels on Grog, who's looks like he's down on his last luck.
Our name's Slog.
And Fernando says a prayer to the gods of the dice. You have been mighty for us and on our side so long this evening. And in this moment, I ask for more good dice rolls. And he gets a 19.
It worked. The bizarre meta world-crossing RP worked.
Oh, this is so silliness. So magic effect 4, 5 total hit. Rejuvenations for you, my friend Slog.
Nice.
That 5, you said?
5.
Excellent. Thank you, friend.
And for those camping on a coin, don't forget about those coins when you're doing effort. Okay, Strike, you're up.
Can I give him ultimate effort on that heal using my inspiration?
Sure, yeah.
You can slip me the coin?
Yep.
Yeah, you can always give your coin to another player.
Oh, okay. Well, fine. I'll just roll up an ultimate then. And oh, wonderful, 10.
Yes.
Oh,
What?
So sweet. So sweet.
Slug is at 16. Thank you, friend.
Okay, Strike, you're riding back on. Seems like you're still trying to get the pilot off, right?
I am.
Okay, so it's going to be easy this time since you failed last time. So, well, we're doing verses though. How do we do that? Maybe it never gets easy. I don't know. What do you guys think? I think if you're doing verses, it's just the same difficulty every time.
I would think so.
Yeah, okay, because it's a live target. So anyway, here we go. I only got 7 modified.
I got 4.
What? That's a pretty low roll.
I'm not very strong.
Yeah, not going to get too far with that. Okay, so you guys continue to struggle, and that comes to Slog's turn.
What was that? Did that goblin say his name was Bolok?
This little guy?
Yeah.
That's Borlon.
Orlon?
Yeah.
Okay. Slog is going to move over there, and he's going to pound on the door and be like, Slog Borlon 2, let's slog in.
Strange existential lying. So you're not trying to pound the door down. You're just sort of doing Slog's version of acting.
Yeah.
Slog Borlon 2. I mean, roll the charisma on the 12 just for posterity, but I don't think they're buying it.
Oh. I rolled a 10.
Good. Then the dice have borne up the concept, which is they're just like, that's not Borlon. That sounds like the voice of a giant hillman mutant.
No, Slog Borlon.
And Borlon's just looking at you, just like, what in what? Okay. So that guy actually realizes there's probably no hope for him, steps back just a smudge from you and takes a shot. 17, that's a hit, right?
Yeah.
Man, Slog is just bleeding. Only 1 damage.
Slog no like Gerblins.
Then we have the cast-off rider. Let me see, boy. He's going to run back. That's a banana for him. So he's going to do the same thing. He's going to be like, I can't be out here. I'm going to get killed. Then we have the rider trying to shove Strike off. So let's do that roll. Same roll, man. This is totally Indiana Jones, the way we've been doing this. Oh, 18.
4.
So he shoves you off that time. Ah! And then we have the most gnarly roll of them all. The 1d4 on Frogger. It's a 2. Uh-oh. That can't be good. So this one opens up. This guy shoots out. Borlon, well, no, he took his turn already. I was going to say he could jump right in there, but he already took his turn. This one shoots out, and we've got a traffic jam here. So I guess it stands to reason. It looks like you got cast just a little bit out of the way, so that's good. But this pilot is going to have to make that dex check. 2 on the roll again. Oh, only rolls a 7, completely misses it. So that rider takes the ultimate. He's a 1-heart rider. Oh, maximum. So this guy completely out of control. His spear just catches this rider right in the chest and impales him, and he rides off and disappears into the bushes with his ally on the end of his spear. And let me see if I can find I want to do this because I think it'd be cool, but let me just find the right little token. Dun, 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 dun. There we go. So now it's just an Agnar. The little pilot is gone. And that brings us back around to El Fernando.
Oh, very good. Well, this madness has gone on long enough. Fernando, yeah, I'm at a bit of a loss. There's really, what do you? I guess yeah. This is the safest thing to do. I'm gonna go over to Slog and I'm like, Slog, toss me up on top of this thing so that we don't get caught in the runaway.
Yeah, that's the spirit. Great. Okay, Strike.
I'm gonna jump up on that Agnar.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, you Agnar.
Dex?
You betcha.
12?
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, you rolled a 12.
I rolled a 12. Plus
Oh,
4.
sweet. Well, then you just make it. So you jump up on top of this thing, and there are reins up there. So you grab onto the reins, and your teeth, your feet are just beyond the teeth. And you realize it's very important to ride an Agnar in a very bow-legged position. Otherwise, you get your feet eaten.
I don't want it to ruin my boots.
And that's the spirit. So you mount this thing, and you're in position. It was right there, so I'd say if you want to move it, you can move it on this go.
Okay. I guess I'll go trample that goblin over there.
So yeah, this is about the best you can do. Like that?
Yeah.
So this goblin goes for the dex save to jump out of the way. Oh, and he totally makes it. He's used to getting out of the way of charging Agnars.
Yes.
But meanwhile, you come over here to trample this guy, and at full speed, you're passing this Agnar or this goblin who leaps out of the way in the last second. And you just slam into this battle wagon and crush it to splinters. And there's a little crew of guys in there, a little crew of goblins all pulling on ropes and levers, and you can see behind them they're waving at some more goblins to bring another Agnar rider over. But all of them are just crushed in the wreckage utterly as you bash through. And are you sitting on a coin already, Striker? Or Strike?
I've got a coin, yeah.
Okay, cool. Well done, sir. So you smash that wagon completely. And Slog, that comes to you.
All right, Slog is going to do what Fernando asked. He's going to help boost him up on top of the wagon thing.
All right, let's go for it. Since you guys are working together, that's easy. So beat a 9.
I rolled a 9, +2.
Oh, man. The dice are coming back around. So, Fernando, he actually boosts you like 6 feet too high.
Whoa!
You go way up above the roof and then come landing down on it, and 1 foot goes right through a roof plank. And you are up in the position that you had hoped for. Okay, first of all, we have this guy who is just wide-eyed in shock that whole wagon was just destroyed, and he's getting ready to break and run. So he actually just uses his banana and comes out here. This guy who just jumped out of the way, just another stab on Slog. He actually goes to try to jump up on the Agnar with you and get you off of there. So he's going to have to make the dex first. Oh, 11. What's our room, a 12? So he misses it. So he just goes, whoa, lands over here in front of wagon 3. And then finally we have my D4 roll where 2 is no longer an option. So we've got it's the 3. That poor bastard. That did not go well for him. So this wagon crashes open. This guy comes firing out. He just did his whole thing. Goes for the dex check. Totally misses it. I got a 4 up. Good, because that's what the story wants. And then ultimate. Oh, and it's a 10. He is just ground into goblin paste as this guy charges out and heads over toward the cave, disappears into the woods. Ooh, lordy. Okay, that comes all the way back around to Fernando the Magnificent.
So, well done, Slog. Fernando is trying to pull his foot out from the boards that it's gone through in the ceiling. And I'm thinking actually that's not a bad thing. If my foot went through that easily, I'm going to start kicking through the boards a little bit more and just try to strength through it and see if I can't see if there's maybe another Agnar in there that I can make a big enough hole and fall on top of.
Yeah, so it's real easy to smash apart goblin construction. And as you do so, these timbers and stray nails and bolts are all falling down on the goblin crew in there. And yeah, they're trying to wrangle another Agnar into position, but it's like a bronco in the gates at a rodeo, like this thing's all over the place in there. Like one of them is just eaten right as you look down through the hole on accident. It's just chaos in there. And it's really easy to collapse. Not even a roll needed. You can just start smashing the roof in. But that's just an instant of time. Anything else?
If it totally collapsed, do they just fall through to the ground, or is
it just depends what your goal is. What do you want to do? You won't fall on accident.
Okay. So
I guess jump up and down and smash the whole thing in and drop in, then you could do that.
Yeah, I think that's what I want to try to do.
So you kind of get up on the top of the gable there, the main beam or joist up on top, and you just jump up and down on it like a first grader on a skateboard until the thing gives. The whole roof collapses. That upper joist just skewers the Agnar right through its head.
Oh.
And kills 1d6 goblins in there.
No.
Nice.
Devastating.
Oh, it's only a 1. So there's still a few of them on your sides, but they're all tangled up in all the wreckage as you come crashing down, and you've sort of disabled this wagon.
The
Nicely
goblin that
done.
died, what was his name?
Oh, that was Borlon. That was the guy that was being yelled at by Borlon.
Yep, there you go.
Still got it. Still got it. I came to play. Okay, Strike, you're up, my man.
Okay, can I control this Agnar? Can I like make it attack straight south? So they trample that wagon.
I think to do so, you'd have to run to the far end of the board and turn him around again.
Okay, well, if that's what it's going to take to
Like
trample
these things
that
are
wagon.
not nimble. Like it doesn't even want you on it.
Right. Okay. Yeah, well, I'm going to do that.
So you bring him back to the other end of the field, slightly try to wrangle him over to one side. You want to go high or low?
I want low, I guess.
What's that?
Low?
Okay, cool. So you adjust him a little bit like that, and he rears up and gets ready to go again, and that'll be your turn. Does that sound right?
That sounds good.
Okay. Slog, you're up, my man.
Is this card all broken down so that like Slog can just like walk inside?
Well, it's not even an inside anymore. It's a pile of dead Agnar and struggling goblins and one goblin who's been impaled, and there's Fernando standing with his arms crossed in the middle of it all. So it's kind of, it's like a tornado just came through a subdivision right here.
All right, Slog's gonna move forward and join Fernando and be like, "Oh, Fernando Borlon too."
Oh, sorry, I didn't catch what you said. Fernando, what?
Fernando Borlon too. Slog Borlon.
Borlon. Okay.
Slug gets so confused, but it's also an attempt to convince the enemy that he's their friend. So strange. Okay, so you go up and help him sort of trample down all this wreckage.
Yeah, so I assume we're moving to the next whatever is that way.
Yeah, and you can see that behind this line of wagons, now that this has been smashed and the one next to you has been smashed, that the goblins behind you are actually scattering off into the woods. Their ranks have broken. And that comes to my go. This guy, seeing that you've gained control of the Agnar, just freezes in abject terror. He just drops his bow next to him, and you see a tiny little bit of like green pea dribble down into his boot. And then the other wagons, they empty. So Fernando and Slog, you can see the Wrangler crew and the Agnar riders from these lower two wagons. They break ranks and dash off and disappear into the woods, just screaming and yelling and telling you, "We'll get revenge. We will avenge Gorlon. You will see." And that's it for me. So looks like Fernando.
Fernando pauses for a moment and thinks to himself, "Oh, must remember to remind Strike that I've won the bet. Goblin P is green." And says to Slog, "Slog, are you still hurt or are you good?"
Slog okay.
So
I'm at 15 out of 20 right now.
okay, sweet. So Slog, I think that what's good is if we go and destroy the rest of these huts if we can. If it's necessary. It looks necessary to me.
Slog
So
can do that.
I'll go just go south and start hammering on the walls here.
Okay, so you walk over to this thing and kind of take a look at it and like kick the corner of it, and a big old metal shim flies out, and the whole thing just collapses.
Doing.
The door flops down, and there's like an arm. You don't even know how that got there. The whole thing just collapses into timbers. It's really poor construction. Strike? Oh boy.
I want to charge one of these wagons.
Right down there. So at this point, I'll just give you control of this thing. So with relatively little effort, you trample over this guy, mush him to paste. Right down and just slam into this thing, and it just gives way right in front of you as you pull back and make this thing stop and crush it to bits. As you do so, their ranks are completely broken, and you realize they're all gone. They've all disappeared into the woods as goblins are wont to do. And I assume you guys are, well, no, this is up to you. This is up to you guys. So that's your end there, Strike, and then we zip right back around to Fernando.
So
And
all,
we can run a map end timer, but I don't think you guys need it.
yeah, are the all the structures are down. Is it worthwhile just to do a quick perception to see if there's any loot?
Yes, always. And no roll needed. You find half of 1d6 little lock boxes hidden in the wreckage.
Half of 1d6. Yes.
So maximum of 3 here. Whew. How do I round that? I guess you always round in players' favor, right? So we've got 3 loot rolls on our hands.
Woo!
Well, we've got 3 chests on our hands. So they're all common chests. So if you want to mark down that you have those 3 lock boxes, Fernando, or if you want to distribute them right now on your turn, you can.
I'll just put them on my list for now. We'll deal with them as we move forward.
Okay, so you've got
Hopefully.
3 lock boxes. Excellent. Strike.
So all the enemies have fled.
Yep.
Okay.
But they've sworn revenge.
Well, and we're gonna be apparently heading the way that the goblins fled.
Well, this is up to you guys. I mean, you do have your overall mission, which is to return to the Baron with the tooth. But you know, if you're on a route, you know, I can see that being a goal too. I think you have some options here.
So the way to return the tooth to the Baron is not the same direction the goblins are fleeing?
Well, yeah, they kind of scattered in all directions back. This is like their jungle, you know. They can go anywhere and go hide.
Okay. Well, I guess we'll just head back to go see the Baron, right? That's yeah. So like wherever which direction is that? That's
just like due east. So you just start Bombadita, Happy Trails in that way.
Well, we'll go check it out and see if there's no Gerblins hanging around.
Yeah, so as you start making your way off to the right side of the map here, they've all completely fled the scene. So the road seems open.
Okay, good.
So Slog, it feels like you kind of have one action here before you guys hit the Happy Trail. What'll it be?
Slog has been like lugging this chest around, I suppose. He's gonna try to take it and smash it up against the side of one of the last wagons that's there.
Oh, awesome. Get her done.
No, I meant Slug miss. Slug roll 3.
Yeah. So you just smash the wagon into splinters and you're like, damn chest, I've had this thing forever.
That's strong.
All right, great job. You guys survived that. So, Strike, you managed to get this damn Agnar under control and keep it at a walking pace. And you guys make your way back to Castle Goma, where the Baron was, where you originally were sent out on the Agogi. As you approach the castle, you realize there's movement off in the woods. So it's only a few brief moments that you guys are walking. Just because it's not like you're sort of strolling. You're kind of hustling back. So just even less than a minute or two later, you're at the walls of Goma's castle, and you see that the Baron has actually rallied some forces up onto the wall. And as you run toward that gate, you look around and there is movement all through the woods. And the goblins have truly brought a large force to bear, but they have not really revealed themselves yet. So let me just grab one piece. I need to get, now this Agnar needs to travel around with us. Okay. So here you see the front wall of Castle Goma. And now the Agnar is with us. So you're let into the gates, and the Baron and his forces pull back and they're all guarding the central tower where they have apparently put all of the other residents all into the central tower. And the Baron beseeches you. You are the heroes of the Agogi. You must defend the wall. We have limited reinforce or limited what do you call it? Limited not reinforcements.
Resources?
What do you call like stones that you use to brace the wall? Oh, I had it in my mind. These guys. We have a limited supply of barricade, right? But you must help us barricade the front wall. The goblins cannot penetrate the castle. It's up to you, my heroes. So, there will be a total of 10 barricade stones for you guys to distribute as you choose to mount a defense of the front gate of Castle Goma. But before we do that, let's take a quick 5-minute break to grab a drink, do a little bio function. And everybody watching, thank you for tuning in. This is Cyrus Draken, Ground Beef Gruber, and of course the illustrious Bungwires mods, all playing ICRPG Savages of Kath. Good to have you guys around. We will be right back in 5 minutes to keep going and see what happens at Castle Goma. Okay, so I'll see you guys in 5.
Macronomicon wants to get in. What get in? Where are you trying to get into? Where are you trying to go?
What's up, Macronomicon?
He wants to get in on something. I assume it's playing. I'm sure that can be arranged.
Where would that go? Any questions from the chat today?
None that I can necessarily answer, but...
Oh, intermission music. Yes, there is intermission music. We are the Savages of Kath. We come to you, but we are only goblins, and we don't know how to go. That's my Savages of Kath, a.k.a. from... well, actually, that was a little bit Tommy Chong from, like, Beaners.
I can't remember the name of it. What's the one at the end of, I think it's an Up in Smoke?
No.
Mama talking to me, trying to tell me how to live. What's the name?
Oh, man.
Oh, Earache My Eye. That's the name of
Yeah,
the
yeah.
song.
So let's. I'm gonna shout out to Starships and Steel. Yeah, guy. Keep the faith, my friend.
Starships.
Yeah, I didn't have the chat on at all, so I could only go back in time 30 seconds.
I got like crazy setup right now. I got like XSplit going on. I got the Google Hangout going on. I got the chat going on. It's crazy. Upgrade.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Are the savages of Kath. We come to you from the jungle of goblins.
All right, welcome back. How you guys holding up over there?
Good.
We are good.
Rum.
We are good.
Rum keeps us going.
This 25-year-old rum is insane.
Yeah, that stuff is so smooth.
This is insane.
Oh, is that what you're? Oh, I didn't. I couldn't tell from the view there, sir.
Yeah, it's Optimus.
Yeah, that stuff is dark and delicious.
I feel like I could just drink this whole bottle, like drinking water. It's crazy.
So it's crazy being like outdoors is one of the experiments I wanted to try on this one. Is like it's very hard to like pen you guys in and create like efforty type tasks.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like when you're in little tunnels, everything is so chisely feeling. I don't know. It's pretty crazy to be outdoors where it's all free motion.
Prune juice. This does not look like prune juice.
Prune juice, a warrior's
You
drink.
know what prunes look like? Not like this.
Prunes are wrinkly. Worf drinks prune juice, and he's cool.
Yeah, he's weird though.
Come on.
He's got the.
He is the most complainy of all the Klingons.
He is for sure.
Yeah. That's a really good point. You are not Feklar.
I shouldn't know that episode, but I do.
Yup. That's a deep cut right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a fun one. This is a little different than the usual fare that we do. They're like sort of like football fields of battle. You just never do that, at least in my games. So I think when we come back around, I need to get you guys in some tunnels and stuff and get back to the roots.
Slog no like underground.
No, nobody does.
Slog too big for a tunnel.
Mm-hmm. But him have to go there or friends die. Story spoiler. So, hey, thanks everybody for tuning in. We got 57 weirdos chilling out in the chat room right now, so that's always cool.
That's a lot of lumpy-headed weirdos.
Yeah, that's a lot of lumps. If you figure an average of 3 lumps per head, that's almost 200 lumps.
Lump. It's a lot.
Yeah. Some people have like 7 lumps, but they only slightly affect the average. Yeah, Brian Lugin says, I like no grid gaming. Amen. Me too. Scotty has been telling me this since the beginning, but more and more I've been coming back around to it. That's where the banana came from. Oh, cool. We're up to 71 at one point. That's fantastic. Ooh. All right. Welcome back, Gruber. For those of you just joining, no, phrenology is still hot and contemporary when it comes to Drunkards and Dragons, my friend, says Slavoj. We are back. We are going to finish up episode 3 of The Savages of Kath. If you're confused and searching the interwebs, episode 1 was not transmitted. We did that in private and had so much fun that we just decided to bring it out into the sunlight. So we are finishing up episode 3 with the Siege of Castle Goma. So this is where the story began. the heroes have come back to sort of turn in their quest. But before that can get done, there is one mighty deed that remains undone this day. So, welcome back, everybody. Let's jump back into it. Here we are at the front gate of Castle Goma. And I'm going to assume you guys have sort of come in and actually, for the sake of giving you time, there is a brief moment of breath. And let's go around with one action each, which will represent that sort of moment of peace, the inhale before the storm, as we say, where you guys can get a little bit of side work done. So, Fernando, do you have any actions to get done outside of the frantic?
Well, obviously, I have 3 lock boxes, so is it worth it to try? I guess I can get to work on at least one of them, and I can I toss a lockbox to each of Strike and Slog. I mean, and let's get these open. Maybe
all right,
this
great.
will help.
So you guys mark that down for when you get time for it, and then Fernando, go ahead and beat the 12 and put some effort on that bugger.
Is it a 12 or a 4? Is it 12 from the previous map or 14 from the map we're on now?
It's always 12 for a standard chest.
I see. Okay, thank you. 14.
Nice.
And that is basic work. Come on. Got these D4s, man. My big fingers just do not like to pick them up. A 4. Yes, that's good. Okay.
Cool.
Good.
So track your chest, and that comes to you, Strike. You're the master of popping locks on chests.
I hope so. So I'm going to do the same thing. Yeah. I got a 15.
Nice. So roll that ultimate in addition to your 4
Okay. Perfect.
because of your greedy gloves.
I'm also having. I need the greedy gloves. I'm also having a hard time picking up this die. Here we go. What is that? 3 and 1.
Oh. Ooh. All right, Slogglebone.
Too greedy.
Slog have 2 chests. Slog's gonna smash both the chests together. What's that? What do I do?
Well, we'll put the effort toward the one that's almost open.
Okay.
But if you roll a nat 20, we'll put effort on both.
I rolled a modified 20.
Okay, well then put one effort on the brand new one,
Yes.
and then roll the effort for the old one.
The other one is open.
All right, give me your D100, my brother.
$33.
33. Okay, hang on just a second as I just make my life easy and go over here. Wait, do I have it? I think I might from earlier.
Is it common loot table?
Hey, yeah, I do. I have it from earlier. Here it is. Great.
I hope it's a rock. Slog want friend rock back.
Basically, yeah.
Oh, nice. Okay. What was it? A
33.
33. Come on, scroll. For the love of Pete. There we go. 33. The Warrior's Amulet. Oh boy, this is cool. This is an item. Use magical effort when learning complex weapons. So if you find a weapon that has like strength 11 with 1 heart to figure out how to use it, you can use magical effort to learn that complex weapon.
Cool.
So some of the higher end weapons are like a flail, sort of. It's like you pick it up and you don't know how to use it right away. So this amulet makes you sort of magically talented at learning new weapons. Awesome. Okay, so that was one action for the 3 of you. So you're all sort of back behind the wall picking at your chests here. So in sort of meta space, as the Baron mentioned, there are 10 barricade stones that you guys can use to strategically try to mount a defense from what you know of the goblins here at this front gate. So right now you can see 2 stones in place, this one and this one. So if you guys can just sort of talk me through it, it'll cost us sort of a round of time, but where do you want to put these buggers? What kind of shape or structure do you want to create?
I would imagine we would want to cover that front door, but Slog not know.
This is good instinct, Slog.
So you just put one there? Or out here, or what are you guys thinking?
Yeah,
Yeah,
right
like a
there.
little-
Good.
like
Right
a
in the
little
middle.
arch.
Okay. So you still have 7 more of these buggers.
Maybe
Make
like
like
a triangle shape, sort of further out from there.
Like this?
But no, like okay. But I meant like not touching it, further away. Yeah, up there, something like that.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Ah,
Break, because if they're going to be attacking, charging with Agnars, maybe it'll stop them.
interesting. 4 more
Yeah,
stones.
yeah.
Slog like that idea.
4 more stones. Any ideas, Fernando?
Well, I like the idea where it's like a couple on the south, but in front of the ones that are right at the edge. Just put one there, and then another one in the north, even a little more forward. Yeah, right about there, and then one up there in the north.
Okay, and so now we have 2 more stones.
Are we going to be staying in the castle on the walls, or are we going to be outside the walls?
Totally up to you.
Maybe we want to build a little readout if we can, sort of like a little safe spot, little turret or something.
You mean like up here, like this?
Well, if unless someone's got a better idea, I don't know.
Yeah, that works for me.
Whoa!
Way.
Sort of like that?
Sure. Little place to get cover.
How big are these stones? Can Slog pick up a stone?
No, it takes all of you sort of sliding them around to get this done. I think maybe you could lift sort of the edge of one and tumble it over, like a giant tire.
Mm-hmm.
But I think just heaving it above your head would be impossible. So probably weighs like what a Volkswagen weighs.
Yeah. Can we get one up north opposite the front south one? Does that make sense?
One up north opposite the front south one.
Yeah, the bottom left one exactly the opposite side of that, but north.
Like that.
Yeah. I don't know why, just because.
Okay. All right, great. So as you guys complete your work on the reinforcements of this front gate, you hear in the distance, and there's a commotion in the woods. And there, finally, I don't roll a 4 on my damn timer. And you hear the pounding of feet and the rolling of wheels in the distance. And roll for initiative. Let's see who starts us off. Assuming this is where you guys want to start. Yeah, sure, why not? What do you got?
11.
3.
Slog?
Nat 20.
Nice.
Oh, damn. So Slog is right up on top of the front gate, boldly astride and ready for combat. So what do you do for your first action, Slog?
Do we see, is anybody coming yet?
You don't know where from yet, no.
Slog is going to be like, Slog don't see anyone.
So if I see hand above eyes, that to me says roll a wisdom check on the 14.
1.
Well, then you role played it perfectly. Slog no see anyone.
Slog think we all safe now.
Okay,
That's
then my click down to 1, and we come to Fernando.
Fernando will do as well a perception, see what he can see over the edges here.
Okay, so leaning forward to the wall.
And with his shielded by the light, with his hand above his brow, sees nothing. For he rolls a 7.
Okay, so they haven't revealed themselves yet. How about you, Strike?
Yeah. Well, it looks like there's nothing to see, so I'm gonna try to work on this lockbox some more.
There you go.
Can I use dexterity to like jimmy a lock or something?
Definitely.
Okay. I got 6 plus 4.
Not enough. It's a 12 on a chest. Unless you failed your last attempt on the chest. Which I think you made it.
I made it, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So you can't quite, in the heat of an incoming battle, you can't quite jimmy the damn thing.
Butterfingers.
And we come back to Slog.
Slog thinks everything's okay, so he's gonna go ahead and try to open his chest.
Nice.
17.
There you go.
Pick up dice. 6 effort, so 7 total.
And that's a brand new chest, right?
Yeah, the one that had 1 point of damage on it.
There you go. Awesome.
The other chest.
Okay. With that, from the distance, oh, you hear, and from over the trees, you see a goblin. Where is he? Well, I got to go grab one somewhere. Here we go. Get out of the way, Slog. There you go. All right. Let me grab that goblin there. So you see this goblin come flying over the trees, and he's just like the other one you saw. He's sort of like all rubbed down in tar. And as he flies down, he hits the ground and explodes like a bomb. And he lands sort of in this region, and I'm going to do my sort of clock on where he lands. 4, so always counting from 12 around, like 1, 2, 3, 4. So he actually lands right here, kind of an innocuous spot. Explodes. Whoa. Lands here and explodes. It doesn't really damage any of the stones. Then the second one comes flying in.
That was a good exploding effect right there.
Yeah, boink. On the direction, he gets a 5. That's a good one. So he comes, hits this stone. Unfortunately, I think that stone's part of the background. Blows that stone to bits, and his little dwarven corpse is kind of mushing down the rock. Then 2 more come flying in. And these are normal goblins with these like big padded helmets on. And they both land right here and draw their bows. But with the phalanx sort of designed the way it is, they're both just sort of hold position, and that is my turn. So the battle is joined, and Fernando, you are up, my man.
Surely this is some bizarre Gerblin tactics. I mean, is it? Do I get this? I get this feeling that they've got another catapult back there. That
something just launched these guys at you. Yes,
fucking Gerblins. So. Wow, this is just really bizarre. Okay, so I guess, well, Strike. I'm gambling on this. Fernando bails over the wall and heads up and grabs cover under the far north. Darts right out to the far north. Yeah, that's the one. Grab some cover there.
Awesome. So I would call that about a halvesy, so you can take an action.
Yeah, there's really, I don't have any ranged weapons, so yeah, there's not really much I can do. I guess could I extend the rest of my move and attack?
Well, if you move that far, that's going to be your whole move.
It's the whole move, right? Yeah, that's what I kind of thought. Okay.
Yeah.
No, I'll just hold behind there and take cover.
Okay, Strike, you're up.
Okay. So I'm on top of the wall here, right?
You bet.
What's my Agnar here doing?
Up to you. If you ride it, you can control it. If you don't ride it, it just starts sort of wandering off into town and mucking around.
Okay.
Or you could tie it to something and it would stay put.
I think I want to ride it.
Great. So you're inside the wall.
Yeah. So can I like
up on the thing?
can I jump over the wall with it?
I don't think you have it nearly that trained.
Okay. Well
This
then.
is equestrian Agnar.
Okay. Then no. Then I don't want to ride it. I want to fire an arrow at one of these goblins.
All right, great. Take a shot. The all the phalanxes around you, and now the light is failing. It's like 8 p.m. or so.
So I
And
got 10
so you've got
more.
pretty tough shot to make here. It's a 14.
I got 14.
Nice. Get that damage out.
Okay. 4, 5.
Awesome. So you stick an arrow right in this guy's big padded helmet that he's wearing. And the point seems to make it through because he cries out in pain. And Slog, you're up.
Slog is going to. How far is up? Are we on the wall? I guess.
Yeah, I mean, there's little stairs and you can walk on top of it.
All right. Slog is gonna jump down and then run up between those the pyramid of rocks. There you go. Then he's gonna try to take let one more swing at that chest and kind of smash it up against the stones.
Awesome. Go for it.
Ooh, 8. Nope.
No dice. Okay. So my go. These guys run up here. Run up here. They both come up to this position, and instead of attacking, they crouch down and start working on something. And Fernando, you can see the one within your sort of line of sight there. He's actually strapping his helmet onto his shoulders and crouching down, and then he starts attaching something to the top of his helmet. And at the far end of the field here, and bear with me as I do computer things. Here we go. Nice. There it is. At the far end of the field here, you see come wheeling out this massive crossbow. As it appears, one goblin is pushing it forward right here. And you guys hear them signal to one another. Are the pylons in place? And then the two ones who came in first yell, pylons in place. And then at the rear, we have another of our favorite die. Ye old timer. Oh, and I finally get a 1 on my timer. I am somebody. And that comes back around to you, Fernando the Magnificent.
This does not look good. These pylons and gerblins don't look like they're going to help me. So, attacking the one that's closest to me, that's what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
Hoya!
All right. You notice these guys are tougher. These are the more advanced ranks. So beat that 14.
It's okay. 19 on the roll.
Oh, nice. This guy's already got an arrow in him.
A 3 plus 1, 4.
Nice. So he is within 1 point of death. So you run him right through. But at this point, he's committed. So he just crouches down and holds on to this little wooden post that he's pounded into the ground and he's just shivering in terror.
No.
Strike, you're up.
Okay, so I'm gonna. Can I get down there and pull out that stake?
Yes, you can. Give me a strength roll, and this thing takes effort to pull out of the ground.
13.
So you don't even get it budged. It might take 2 or 3 of you.
Oh no. Okay.
So as you approach, you notice he's got some weird gear on his backpack there, and it looks like some kind of spring-loaded lever that drives this shaft into the ground in one kind of move. And so the thing is plunged in there like those metal anchors on a barbed wire fence, sort of. So this thing is solid. And then we come to Sloggy Pants.
Slog is gonna move around to the other side of the rock and try to hit that goblin with the chest.
Right here?
Yeah.
Okay, make the roll.
12.
So it just thumps against his padded helm.
Are we in 13 land right now?
We're in 14 land.
Oh.
This is it's tough to do the basics in here.
Okay.
Yep, strategy is king when the target's that high.
Yep.
Okay, that comes back around. So this guy is not going to fight. He's just crouched around his pylon holding on for dear life. This one stands up, pulls out his little stone dagger, which is a sharp rock tied to a stick, basically. Makes an attack on Slog. It's a modified 9. Not good enough, is it?
Nope.
This guy wheels this giant crossbow forward. And I only had a 1 timer, which is like almost so fast, it's like disorienting. It's awesome. So behind him, there are 2 more Gobbies. More Gobbies is actually the new trip hop band I've been working on. Okay. 2 more goblins behind this guy on the arbalest carrying this massive ladder. And they move up into position. We come back around now to Fernando.
Well, Fernando dispatches the Gerblin that's sitting at at his feet.
Yeah, 1 hit point, so finish him.
18.
Nice.
Lots of damage.
So he slumps over right onto his little pylon, and his pathetic little body is right there. And when he dies, you notice that his helmet has some kind of a sort of a socket in the top of it, like a metal socket that something is meant to hook into.
Okay.
And that, yep. And then a nice sturdy chin scratching, and that's your turn. So strike.
Okay. Does the goblin? He's carried. So the post is still stuck in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to get that post out.
All right. So second attempt on that. So beat an 11 with your strength.
18.
Awesome. Now let's get work on it. So I think probably your only form of work like this is basic, right?
Yeah. I guess so, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
so,
yeah, it wouldn't be dexterity, right? It'd be strength.
yeah, this is all strength. You're just trying to pull. So give me a D4 on that.
Okay. 1.
1?
Yeah. I budged it. It's wiggly.
Yeah, you wiggled it that one little bit. You nudged it. It can be done.
I'm wiggling it, guys.
Okay, Slog, you're up.
How many turns do we got until that thing fires?
You're not sure what they're doing. It seems like, but based on the scale of that weapon, they totally could have fired it earlier. But they have not fired it yet.
All right, well, Slog is going to double down on his attacking on this goblin with the chest. He's going to take it with 2 hands this time and try to crush him on the head.
So that's beating an 11 then this time.
Yep. 19 plus 2, 21.
There it is. So whatever damage you do to him with a weapon damage, do half that to the chest.
Okay. Oh, with weapon damage. 6, which does 3 damage to the chest, which puts that at 10, which opens the chest.
Oh, so it pops open.
Yeah.
Awesome. So give me the D100 roll. The joy of mid-combat progression.
Good combat stuff. 11. Why?
A disguise kit.
Oh, perfect for Sloan.
Excellent.
Ultimate effort and easy checks whenever deceiving.
That would have been so handy earlier.
Yes.
Yeah, you totally could have been Borlon.
Log Borlon now.
Oh, wow. Okay. So, wow, man, it's already back to me. So this goblin is going to take his cheap shot at Slog. Standard fare here.
No.
14 modified. That's a hit, right?
Yeah.
3 damage on that little dagger shot. So that was this guy. And he ducks down into position. This thing comes up. As this goblin pushes it up, these 2 wooden feet in the front of this thing reach forward and clamp onto the pylons. And it locks in place right here. In formation, kind of going boom, sugar, lugga, lugga, boom, sugar, lugga, lugga. These guys bring this massive ladder up, and it actually loads onto this massive arbalest. I think I have a nice solution for this. Yeah, here you go. Look at that. How fun is that? So when they load it up, it hooks right on there like that. And the guy operating this goes, "Well done, my companions," pulls a lever, and this ladder fires up right into position here. It actually blasts through a portion of the gate and jams up on top of the wall like that. And he begins turning the ratchet to reset this big arbalest, and that is my turn. So with that, anytime there's a ratchet being turned, oh, there you go, guys. There's a 4. Okay. Whew, man, I got a lot done really quickly. That's much more than I usually do. So back to you, Fernando. It's hot and heavy.
Wow, that's
Peoples.
I've never seen a ladder catapult.
That's
That's great.
Catapult.
A ladder bolt. So I'm going to Fernando will I guess there's no choice here. Fernando's going to come around and try to kill the Gerblin that's running the machine.
All right. 14, give it a stab.
And he's going to take a cue from Slog, watching him work that chest, and he's going to do the same thing and try to whale the goblin in the head with the chest.
Okay. Much reduced damage, but you get some progression at the same time.
Yeah. 14.
There you go. So do a weapon damage and put half of it toward the chest.
3. So 1 on the chest?
He takes 3. The chest takes 2.
Okay.
Nice. 2.
Good.
That's a funny exploit. That's pretty awesome. Okay, Strike.
So I think I want to take out the operator of the ballista here.
Yeah, he's already engaged with Fernando here.
Or actually, let me take that back. Can I? Well, maybe. Can I? Does it look like I can? Can I cut the rope, or I want to disable the ballista?
Aha. Interesting. Yeah, so you could cut the giant rope. Yeah, that would be one approach. You could try to dislodge the sort of the anchor where it holds itself in position to launch such heavy objects. So there's a few approaches, but it sounds like cut the rope was your instinct.
Yes, cut the rope is my instinct.
Cool. So let's just get, I guess, a melee attack on the string, right? You carry a melee weapon, right?
I do. Knifey knife.
Yeah, so cut that sucker.
All right. Oh, I got a 4.
Oof. So you actually impact it because it's a stationary object, but then upon doing so with this dagger of yours, you realize like this is like a steel cable. So you're going to have to make an excellent attack to stick it, and then also it's a one heart cable is a good way to think of it. So you're going to have to sort of saw this thing apart, but it is holding this entire massive tension structure in place. So there's a lot of force on this cable. Slog?
Slog is going to try to Captain Kirk two-hand slam this Gerblin in front of him. 15, 17 mod.
There it is. He's got
8.
He's got 1 damage against him.
Should have 6 on him from the treasure chest.
Oh, he had 6 against him?
Yeah, from the treasure chest, I rolled a 6.
Oh, yeah, so he took half.
No, the chest took half, right?
Oh, right. So he took 6. Where's my guy? I think I have this. It says Cata B.
This is a Gerblin,
I know, but you know how notes are.
not a Cata.
This is bottom. Okay, cool. So what's your new damage?
I just did 8.
Oh, crap. So you just cracked his neck. And he slumps over. See if I need to grab this guy. There he goes. You crack his neck and he slumps over on his little station there where he's holding this this cleat that the Arbalest has attached to. Nice kill. Very sudden.
Oh.
Okay, holy bamboli. That's me again. These guys move into position. Wah! Attack on Slog. That's a modified 11.
No hit Slog.
No hit Slog. Okay,
Well, I guess that matches, so yes, hit Slog.
Okay. Bring my timer down to 3. 3 damage on you, Slog.
Yep.
This goblin here is going to try to make a dex check and run up and jump on the ladder. So he's got 2 on his rolls. Oh, nice. 16 up. So he hops right up there and starts running across the ladder. Then I have 1 more left. This guy, the operator. Whew, he's in a bit of a pinch there. Boy, I'll go 1, 2, 3, Fernando, 4, 5, 6, strike. Might as well just fight where I stand. It's a 3, so he attacks Fernando with a mod 9. That's a miss, I believe. Yeah, you ain't got no 9 armor. That's redonkulous.
Nope.
And my timer counted down, so I'm done. Fernando, it's your turnando.
Well, the Gerblin at my feet, it looks like an easy, makes sense to do the target here. I'm going to use Rapier on this guy. Not enough. 6, 7, not enough.
Oh, miss. Okay, then strike.
Okay, I'm going to try to cut the rope again.
There you go. So beat an 11 this time.
17.
Nice.
The strength? What?
Yeah, so now do your damage on it. You're sawing away at this thing.
6.
6. Awesome. Okay, I'll mark that down. Cable. 6. So you're more than half the way through this thing, trying to saw it apart. And Slog, you're up, my brother.
Oh, since that one goblin moved up to him, can Slog see the goblin that's up on the ladder?
Yeah.
He's going to try to reach down and pick up the Gerblin on the ground and throw it at the Gerblin on the ladder.
Good God, this goblin throwing.
They're so tiny.
Okay, so this guy is still like engaged in battle with you. So let's do a versus strength to get him off the ground and in motion.
Okay.
He's gonna basically like pull away from you if he can. Mod 12.
Modded 16.
Nice. Okay, so you now make your attack, which is gonna be Dex. It's the aiming.
Ooh, slog no aim.
Yep. Slug only good at 0 range.
Slog roll 8.
Okay, so you toss him, but he's like, "Wah!" Poof, lands over here, takes 2 damage.
Yes. Perfect.
So he already had the. Oh no, he hadn't been hurt yet, had he?
Nope.
Yep, because he just came running around.
Yep.
Yeah, so he kind of slides into the rocks over here, but flies right over the ladder. This one just kind of watches him in slow motion, like Air Bud or something. Wow, that's a weird reference. Okay. And suddenly it's back to me again. God, I just feel like I'm on fire over here. It's insane. Going too much. So first of all, my timer clicks down to 2. This guy dashes up the ladder and jumps and disappears into the castle. That can't be good. Then we've got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 selector here. 1, 2, 3 being Fernando. Got a 2. And a mod 4 trying to fight Fernando. So we've got basically a cling, 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 cling type situation going on right there. This guy now has the drop on strike. So I'm going to make that an easy roll. Well, no, there's no such thing as an easy roll for bad guys. I keep wanting to exploit things for my bad guys. He comes up on strike and makes the attack. I actually kind of like that bad guys can't exploit things. Mod 6 misses. Nice. A couple of misses there for the gang. Timer counted. So we're back to the beginning again. All right, Fernando.
Well, Slog, it didn't look good that goblin got inside the castle walls. And I will, again, sort of look in both my hands. In one hand, I have a chest. In one hand, I have a rapier. And I stab with the rapier into the gerblin in front of me.
Nice.
For a 14.
Hit.
And
looks like he's got 3 damage against him so far.
Three more damage.
All right. Past the halfway mark on that guy. And this is like a 3 Musketeers battle, the way you guys are clanging away. Strike, you're up.
I'm going to keep cutting the rope.
Cut the rope.
13 plus nothing.
Oh, it's too stout. So you're still working on this thing. You need some help. Slog.
Do I not? Is it easy?
No, that's when you fail.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yep. If you succeed, you deliver the blow and then reset and try again.
Slog's going to move around and get that Gerblin that he threw. Give him an old, like, football kick.
Just punt his ass?
Yep.
All right, make the strength check on it.
Oh, I rolled a 2.
Charlie Brown.
Slog no play football.
Charlie Brown. So he waits till the last second and then does a quick little sidestep. And the old adage has proved true. Slog no play football. I can just see it like in an illuminated Gregorian text with a big fancy S. Slog no play football. All right. So coming back around to me, get down to 1 on ye old timer. And then I've got the fencing with Fernando. I'm not even going to pick this time. I'm gonna roll on Fernando. Mod 12, is that a hit, Fernando?
Correct, it is.
All right, finally. 3 damage as he jabs at you with his stone dagger.
Rawr.
And football goblin actually jumps over this rock here and runs away from Slog. Doesn't want to deal with it. And he runs over here and hides behind this rock right here. And it's a little confusing exactly what he's doing. And that comes back around to, and remember my timer just clicked to 1. That comes back around to Fernando the the wondrous.
Fernando realizes that, in fact, all game long he hasn't taken any damage, but failed to heal himself from the prior scores, and so is down quite substantially, and must take a turn to heal himself.
Do it.
20. Nice. Ultimate.
There you go.
You
You healed yourself so hard.
I did. Wow, nice. I'm back to 10. Perfect.
Oh, sweet.
That's as good as it gets. Zoop.
All right. Strike, you're up, my man.
Well, I'm going to kiss my dagger and cut the rope again.
There you go. Beating an 11 this time.
13.
Hey, okay. Do 4 damage on the cable to get the work done.
6.
Nice. So you cut this thing,
For
and
20.
it twangs, and the whole sort of structure of the arbalest goes straight, but it's cleated to the ground, so it doesn't move. But boy, who's in the? So all 3 of you make a dex save. So that's my Gerblin, Fernando, and Strike as this cable breaks and whips, and this whole machine gives way. Make a dex save on the room.
Oh, nice. 16 for me.
I failed.
I failed. I got a 2.
Okay, so if you fail, the cable whips around. Oh, for 6 whopping damage.
Oh, I'm down.
Just lops the head right off the goblin. Just beheads him like in Ghost Ship. This whole thing shudders. And you guys notice that it actually had like a grapple chain on this ladder that it fired. And when you release it like this, let me do a little adjustment. There we go. The whole thing kind of comes off kilter. And so does this ladder. Comes off kilter. So you've kind of broken part of their whole siege machine by pulling this apart. Strike goes down. Fernando manages to avoid the flying cable, and you've broken the first piece of their siege. Slog, you see this whole thing happen.
Slog is going to he's going to chase after that Gerblin he missed. Can I move to him, or is he too far?
The guy down on the bottom?
Yeah.
I think it could be up for debate, but that feels like a half to me.
To get to him is a half move?
Yeah, it feels like to get right here is.
Okay, I'll take the full just to get all the way over to him.
Okay. So you run right up on him and
while he's running, he's going to be like, "Roar!"
Yeah. Oh, shit, here comes Slog. Okay, since my timer reaches 0 on this turn, well, for one thing, you have disabled my arrow launcher. That's awesome. But then you hear a boo, shakala, boo, shakala. And goblins in the distance yell, "Bring forth the fire breather!" And from the road down here, you see this strange machine you've never seen before emerge. And there's a goblin on each wheel of this thing. They push it out into the open, and someone you can't see, you hear a lever clunk get pulled, and the entire field of battle is filled with fire. So you modern folks may know this as a cannon, but in fact, it's just a big fire-belching tube. And everybody make a dex save if you're not already down, including my Gabi right here. Oh, my Gabi nat 20s it, so he's already done this military training. He drops to his stomach.
Slug.
Oh, lucky. 14
Nice.
for Fernando.
Nice. So Fernando takes one step back and avoids Slog. What?
I rolled an 11.
11. Okay, so Slog takes the fire damage. Takes 5 from this blast of fire.
Slog's at 4 hit points.
Yep. And Slog's little leather loincloth catches on fire. So next turn, he'll take another 1d4 of burning. And one of the pushers, as this thing triggers, he breaks his formation and starts running up for the ladder position. But it's kind of all in a shambles, but he's still trained to try to get into the castle. And that comes back around to Fernando.
Oh, holy, this is no good. I have to meet this Gerblin engineer that's making all these wonderful tools and devices. Where do they get these things? I have absolutely no choice but to try to get Strike back up on her feet. So yeah, I'm just going to go for a heal on Strike right here.
Okay.
Nice. 16. And for four hits.
Nice. Strike, you're up with 4 points.
Hey. Yay.
And
Do some work.
That comes to your turn, Strike.
Okay, great. So is the only thing that's on fire Slog's loincloth, or is there anything else on fire?
Well, this arbalest has little flames licking at it, but this is a big structure. But yeah, I would say it's catching fire. Yeah.
Huh. Okay, I don't know if I've been waiting for something that's on fire to use my bellows, but I'm not sure how I could do that here.
Yeah, I mean, there's enough. It's not like the thing just instantly bursts into flames, but there are small flames here and there that you could exacerbate.
Okay, well, I'll do that. Let's make this thing an inferno if I can.
Okay, so you come up here and start huffing and puffing and huffing and puffing. Give me a 1d6 roll, and we'll kind of use that as the degree of ignition.
Okay, I got a 1.
Oh, so you barely get anything done, but you start stoking up these flames, and then we'll do the same thing next round, but you can throw out a 1 if you roll it again.
Okay.
A 6 basically being the whole thing just bursts into flame. And that comes to you, Slog.
All right, Slog is going to... Can Slog put out the fire on his favorite loincloth?
If you use your action, yeah.
That's what he's going to do.
Okay, you're that low, huh?
Yeah.
All right, so you're...
Like their crotch on fire.
So you're just patting out the burning loincloth, and so you won't take the burn damage, but it'll cost.
He's like dancing around, going like,
Slog on fire! Slog on fire! Slog hot! Okay, so that comes back to me. So this guy goes, runs up over the arbalest and tries to reach the ladder. The crew of the fire breather goes to reset their terrible machine. Oh, nice for you guys. There's that cuatro. And then this one takes Slog's craziness, takes advantage of that situation, goes for the attack. And a 12 modified.
hit.
That's a hit. 4 damage.
Ooh, Slog's down.
Oh.
Not again.
Slog's down. Oh, man. Now it's getting a little spicy in here. I think that's all I've got. So I'm resetting my fire machine. I got a crewman there. I got a guy trying to run across the ladder and someone engaged with Slog. That is it for me. So Fernando the Wonderfulicus.
Holy moly, I really wish we had an Agnar riding around on this career field. So I'm Fernando's like can only go down south to Slog to try to heal him up. That's the only thing I can do. Yep. Actually, yeah, okay, that's fine. Healing Slog. Please, Slog, no. You can't die. A 20. So sweet.
Oh man.
Oh, I that's totally burn luck, man. Totally. So ultimate plus magic effort and 15.
Whoa. Yeah.
Nice.
Get up on your feet, Mass.
Slug, get up. Crap.
Wow.
That was amazing.
All right. Strike, you're up.
Okay, I'm gonna more huffing and puffing.
There you go. Roll that 1d6 and throw out a 1.
I got a 4.
Awesome. So 2/3 of this thing just bursts into flames, and it kind of slumps over. And with that, tugs the ladder down. The grapple chain gives way. And this goblin falls down behind you onto the ground and sort of desperately starts grabbing at the ladder. Maybe he can get it back in a position, but the thing weighs like 200 pounds. So he's a little out of his depth there. Nicely done. So you've kind of disabled their whole kind of a Morage mounting weapon. Okay, then we come to Slog. So we've got this huge fire breaking out in the middle of the field. What'll it be, Slog?
Slog is going to try to punch that Gerblin that got him. It's 14.
That's a hit.
6 damage.
I think that's his first damage, too. Oh, no, wait. He's got 2 against him.
Cool.
So he is 8 down now. There you go. This sucker's on fire. Whew. Okay. Man, that's back to me again already. It's craziness. I thought it would take me forever just to build the damn ladder launcher. All right. There I am at 3. This guy just runs over and starts trying to climb the wall. So he does not beat the target, and so he's just scraping at the bottom of the wall. And this guy's cornered, but Slog seems like the opponent, so he'll go for a dagger stabber on Slog. Mod 10, which is a miss.
Miss.
And timer is down to 3 now. Wait, does that sound right? Yeah.
Yeah,
Roll
just
4.
3.
Yeah, just clicked it. So that's it. So you guys actually get a little bit of a breather there on that one because I kind of didn't get anything done. So that comes back to you, Fernando. That was a little bit of a break on my side. Fernando.
Holy moly, Fernando is getting exhausted from all this running around. So yeah, I guess the best thing to do is to start taking hits on this Gerblin in front of us here. So gonna do the old rapier to the neck. Oh, but rolls a 4. Distracted.
No. Okay. Strike.
Up there. So is this goblin over to by the wall? Is he still alive?
Oh yeah, he's trying to climb up.
Okay, I'm gonna fire an arrow at him.
Awesome.
6 plus 4.
Sticks in the wall right next to him. All right, Slog.
All right, Slug is going to try, like he has so many times before, to pick this Gerblin up.
Okay. He's going to resist you. 13 mod.
Ooh, 10.
All right, so even though you fail to pick up, he's squirming around, you do notice that these goblins, they all have these weird vests on, which is probably what's making them so hard to hit. But the vests seem to be jam-packed with something. They're sort of stuffed to the gills, but you're not quite sure what it is. But it's no wonder these guys are so hard to fight. They're wearing these big, puffy vests. Never really noticed it until you went into this scramble. So that comes to me again, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Good grief, we're just ripping through these turns. So that guy clicks down to 2. We have the wall climber over there. So he continues to scrabble with the 8 there. And then we have the fighter. So he goes for the stab on Slog again. He's like, quit grabbing me. Mod 11, another miss.
That should hit. I'm at 11 armor.
Oh, okay. Then stabby damage. Ooh, it's maximum 6.
Slog is at 9.
And that's it. Simple little turns. Back to you, Fernando.
Well, Fernando says, "What is up with this armor on these guys?" Slog, if you can, grab them, throw them into the fire, and see if it explodes. And I'll take another rapier stab at this guy just because.
Awesome.
And that's a 10, not enough.
Oh, okay. So still 3 musketeering with him. Strike.
I think the most important guy to take care of is this guy with the cannon. So I want to get in position behind a rock. Up there. Yeah, and fire an arrow at that guy.
Awesome. Take that shot.
18.
There you go. Great strategy.
6 plus 1.
Cannon. 7. So 7 damage?
Yeah.
Nice. Nail him with an arrow. And he kind of can barely see you, but the fire is getting bigger and bigger. It's getting a little hard to spot. The battlefield is really cluttered. So he's not sure where that arrow came from. And on to Slog. Nice change of tactics there, Strike. Good thinking.
All right, Slog, he's got like one finger on that weird vest, and he's going to try to grab that Gerblin again.
All right, so that's an 11. Oh, wait, no, we're doing verses, aren't we?
Yep.
Oh, 19, my brother.
Ooh, yeah, I rolled a 7.
So this time he pulls away from me. He's just like, I studied Goblin Judo and you didn't. So look how it's working against you. And with that, he goes for the stab. My timer comes down to 1. Oh, boy. Stab is a mod 12. That's a hit, right?
Yep, hit.
Oh, there you go. Minimum. 1 damage on the D6. Then I've got my climber. Come on, beat the damn room. Nope, he fails again with a mod 10. He's just like over here, I gotta get in the damn castle. Boy, it really makes you see how useful the ladder launcher is. With no climb check, they just walk right in. And then I counted down my operator over here, but 8 hit points breaks his courage. He only has 7 against him, so he's going to keep cranking his little crank, and so you can hear like these bellows and these sort of airbags filling up. And then we come all the way back around to the wondrous Fernando.
Fernando is getting tired of this Gerblin that's bugging us. Yeah, that other one's too far away. We'll keep attacking. I can't believe the two Slog and I can't kill one silly Gerblin here.
Yeah, man, he's quick. He's just darting around.
And I roll a 4. Oh, my God. Okay, it's over. It's all over.
Yeah, that was just needing to beat an 11 there, so no dice. Strike?
Yeah, I'm going to try to kill that goblin at the cannon.
Trying to finish him off. Okay, beat the 14 and drop him.
17.
Nice. Do 3 to take him out.
We got 1 plus 1.
Oh. So you don't kill him, but he abandons his station. Kind of goes over here to lick his wounds behind the rocks in abject terror. Whew, interesting. Slog?
All right, Slog's getting tired of this Gerblin. Instead of trying to, like, grab him by the coat and stuff, he's just going to straight grab him on the top of the head.
Okay, add an extra on your roll then. Get an extra +1.
17 total.
I'm at 6. There, you pull him right off the ground by the top of the head like he's your little brother.
And then he kind of wants to start running towards the cannon to throw the Gerblin in the tube.
So your next half is about up here. And go for the dex check if you're going to do the toss.
Ooh, 10.
So you huck him, and he lands 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I got a 1, so he lands just above. Whoa! He lands just above the fire breather here. Boonk. Takes 1 damage in the process.
Good.
And he is actually really beat up, even though you guys couldn't take him out. He's really beat to hell. Then we come to me. So, whew. This guy regains his nerve. He kind of wasted 1 turn there, being afraid. No, he didn't waste a turn. This would be the turn he was going to waste. So he's afraid this turn because, as you guys can see, thank goodness for dice because I forget everything. I go to 0 right there. So instead of going to 0, he'll waste this turn tarrying. This guy's catching his breath because he has so little hit points. I'm going to go for my climb check. Hey, 16 up, finally. God dang it, it took like 5 tries. This guy jumps over the wall and disappears. And it is 9:45, so I'm going to roll the dreaded session end dice. Oh, it's a 5. So we got 5 turns left in this game, gentlemen. And we are back to Fernando the Incredibilito.
All right, well, we got to finish this off. Slog, we got to take care of that cannon and before it gets exploded again. I guess Fernando will rush the Gerblin that's sitting at the tip of the cannon. Go for the finish off.
Oh, just to stab him?
Yeah, 19.
All right, hit. So he only has 1 hit point left, so you coup de grace his ass. You stick him. As you do, he slumps over and you realize that his vest is jam-packed with black powder.
I knew it.
So as you run him through, he slumps over and some of it sort of spills out onto the ground. And you've seen this stuff before. You've seen this. It's like flashbang powder, as a primitive form of gunpowder. But he's probably got like 20 pounds of the stuff on him.
Oh, that's not good.
Okay, strike.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna fire an arrow at that. I might have to move first. To fire an arrow at that guy up there that fled.
Where do you want to move to? Like minimum line of sight?
Sure. Yeah, as long as I've got a line of sight to him.
Okay, there you go. Take your shot.
2.
All right, the arrow flies wild. The smoke from the massive fire is too tough to deal with, so you miss the shot. And we come to Slog.
Is that goblin dead then?
Yeah.
Can I pick him up and push him into the tube?
Yeah, effortlessly.
We're going to do that.
So you pack him in there.
Was there more goblins behind the cannon that were firing it? Or
yeah, their force is incoming still.
Can Slog turn the cannon around?
Whoa. Well, you can try.
Slog, try.
So just by yourself, it's a big deal. So, yeah, get that strength check.
Nat 20.
Nice. Now give me your effort. Wow. We got a 1-heart task on our hands. I think you can handle it.
8.
8 total?
Yep. 4 plus 4.
Oh, man.
Max effort. Oh, do I get ultimate on that?
Yeah, it was a nat 20, I thought.
And a 10, so 18.
Yeah, I was like, man, 8 seems really low. Nice one. God dang, that's huge. Right at the clutch moment, too, because I don't know if you guys noticed, but that one turn that was wasted was up right now. So that was 0 on my fire breather. So Slog comes around and basically Spartan kicks this thing so hard that it spins around. And at that moment, I always like to come back to my dice camera because of posterity. That sucker goes to 0. And all the ratcheting and that has been done by this guy, it all comes to bear. The bags release, and it blows out the other end, but it's packed with goblin gunpowder. So the entire far end of the fire breather explodes, blows the whole goblin force to smithereens. But also, I'm not sure how physics work, but I think it does this. It rockets back, slams into the wreckage of the arbalest.
Oh, yeah.
And I think, Fernando, you've got a dex check on your hands right here, my brother.
That seems totally fair to me, yeah.
Yeah. I think you need to do a little limbo.
And beating the board would be not enough. I rolled 11 natural.
Oh, man. So slam.
Rats.
Basically runs over your toes for 3 damage.
Ouch. Ouch.
Slog, sorry.
No, Slog, you did good.
When it hits this arbalest, the entire siege mess, all the chemicals and the wood and everything, all just blows up. So Fernando and Strike, I think you guys both have another dex check on your hands to stop, drop, and roll as this fire plume devours the battlefield. 14. And so, Fernando, for you, this one's easy.
Oh, Fernando rolls a 20 again tonight. Wow, that's so many.
Nice.
Unbelievable.
Strike?
14.
You've rolled like 4 20s. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Nice. So you both made it. So I'd say you both only take 1 damage then from this explosion.
Okay.
Rather than the ultimate that it was going to do. So well done on that save. And I also click my session end down to 4. And when he sees this goblin just bolts for the woods. Okay, so that comes back to Fernando. You just barely averted.
This is crazy, this disaster that's mounted in front of us. It appears obvious that the Gerblin army that was ahead are decimated. Is that the case?
Yes, they're just the blast is directed that direction. And combined with the fire breather just blows them all to bits. So there were some Agnar wagons, a couple catapults, and about 10 to 12 goblin foot soldiers, all with gunpowder vests. So they all just chain react in this massive explosion because their tactics are just terrible.
Nuts. Okay, so and there's no other enemies on the board at this moment except for the ones that have gotten over into the castle.
Correct.
And so, guys, I kind of think that would be important that right now we get back into the castle. Those guys are wearing suicide vests, it sounds like, full of gunpowder, and they're probably going to try to blow stuff up in there. If there's no more army coming right now, I think our best bet is to get back in the castle and see if we can hunt those guys down. And my part of my move is just to start trucking back across the map to the entrance here.
All right, Strike.
Yeah, I think that sounds like a good idea. So, I'll make my way back into the castle.
Slog will do the same.
Okay, great. So there is no castle map for tonight. I don't even have that. So why don't you guys take 2 rounds each? So you can kind of pretty much all we're doing is working on either chests or I don't think anybody has anything to learn right now. Nope. So I would just because I have no more maps. Do you guys have chests to work on?
No, but can I hand over these things that I got out of the chest?
Yeah, definitely. What are you distributing?
I want to hand the amulet thing over to Fernando, and I didn't write down what the second thing was.
Oh, the disguise kit.
There you go. Yeah, I'll hand that over to Strike.
Okay.
Slog not know what these are.
Oh, so the warrior's amulet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, and then we
That
would just
disguise kit's awesome.
consider the insane ending to be a sort of accelerated session end timer right there.
That's good.
And awesome. There we go. That concludes this evening. So well done. I thought maybe you guys would use the vests in some different way. I never thought about the human cannonball angle. But I did think you would make them into bombs and stuff. I was kind of counting on it, but I didn't think it would quite play out like that.
Yeah, as soon as that cannon rolled up, I was like, well, I want to show a Gerblin in there.
Of course.
Yeah, I thought someone would maybe figure out a sort of a flaming arrow approach or something and kind of get them blowing up and get all the volatility to start unleashing is great.
Wow, that was so much fun. I'm exhausted.
For sure.
Well,
All right.
only
Great
one-
game, guys. Really like open field and tons of combat. So next up, we'll get into some more fiddly bits when we come back to the game. We might have an off week next week because this week got a little crazy. So we'll probably have an off week, and then we will come back to Savages of Cath, and we'll get into some kind of a cool little crawl and kind of change the tone entirely and keep trying to push the system. Thank you very much to my awesome players. We got Bungwires down there. We got Ground Beef Gruber, and of course, the incomparable Cyrus Draken. Thanks for showing up, you guys. And,
There's one question if you want to answer it. It was, does ICRPG have any rules for downtime activities like magic item creation / enchanting / alchemy?
Yes, it does. And they are in the sort of time section of the book where it divides time into 3 modes, which is moments, hours, and days. The way that my games run, I barely ever get to that part, mostly kind of on accident and just by taste. But if you take a look at that little section, it's some really simple rules on keeping the game in turns in so-called downtime, but giving yourself a little more open concept of what the results of rolls can be. But I think the stance of ICRPG is kind of like, even when you're in so-called downtime, you keep just moving around the table and doing turns. You never let it go to that sort of soup mode where it's just kind of everybody do whatever. That's my only comment there. So take a look at that section of the book and see if that answers that question. Does that make sense?
Sure.
Okay.
That makes sense to me.
Thanks for tuning in, everybody. We'll see you out in the Ethernet, interwebs net web. And thanks to our heroes. That was a big night of craziness. So we'll see what happens next.
Savages of Goth, we are.
All right. Tune in next time, guys, to see what happens inside Castle Goma when we bring back the Tooth of the Agnar. Until next time, strength, honor, and beer. See you guys on the web.
Zoop. Oh, Gruber dropped right out.
Oh, snap. He's done.
He has to go to bed. In fact, actually, I have to